Everyone please bear with me one moment. Bots have just arrived and I am quickly moderating that. Just as I'm getting started. Currently shield mode is on, so if you find yourself unable to post a comment, that is because of some restrictions in place to reduce the likelihood of bots making anything happen. Bear with me just a moment. If you are unable to vote chat, that does mean you're also likely not following the channel, so shame on you. Yeah, I will release that in a moment once I have locked down that part of the stream. So that can't happen anymore. Just what I want when I'm starting. Just what I want. Let's see. Moderation. Control this. There we are. That should have that resolved. Alright then, now how do I turn this off again? There we go, right, shield mode should be removed. Let's see if it's all working again. The starting soon screen isn't actually designed to sit on starting soon for that long, so that's why the timer's looped around, but we can ignore that. Welcome everyone! Welcome! Right the moment it's supposed to be the start of the actual stream, and some bastard thinks that bot spam is the way to get someone to buy their shit. Morons every time. Morons every time. Doesn't mean how look at those bots have a link to their best viewers and it doesn't even link to his channel. Good point, good point. Right, so first of all, first things absolutely first on this. Thank you very much, Miralabe, for the 5 gifted subs going out to community there. That's gone to Ecto Calibra, to Widescreen John, great guy by the way, to Splendid Sun, to 1GN1T333, which I think is Ignitey in Elite Speak, to then Jarvis, aka You Gonna Hate This, I guess. Curious usernames all around there, but all the way same. Thank you very much, Miralabe, for the gifted subs there. And Anonymous, whoever you may be, for gifting, I think that was 3 months of a tier 1 sub over to Crown Ladybug. So that's not just going to be for 1 month, that is 3 whole months in a row. All sorted for you, Ladybug. So cheers to both of you there. Cheers indeed. I'm going to say, hey Ken, it's probably not the best time to bring it up, but yesterday after you told me you had to deal with some admin stuff after your stream, did not get back to me about the trade we talked about. I do apologise on that, yes. I was caught in a bunch of admin stuff, more than usual on that one. I do apologise, given the nature of the stream. So yeah, send me a message in game, we'll sort that now for you. We can sort that right this second here for you. Hello, I'm doing alright. Bots aside, I am doing alright. Hope you're doing well yourself as well. Welcome on in. The stream is taken back out of lockdown mode, so we should be able to proceed ahead without any further issue, I say. We'll see how that lasts. There we are, and I got the request for Lo-Fi from ByteBitson, so that is now active there for y'all. Alrighty, hi Petra. So, you wanted to make some kind of trade for a Riven, if I recall correctly. We can get that out the way nice and quick here, because I did agree to do that for you. I did agree to do that. Right, so just had some fried crab sticks with sesame sauce. Hey, that's alright, yeah. I hope you enjoyed it. Lag? We might be lagging. Yeah, there has been some lag on the webs today. Sorry about that. Cedar Ribbon. Ah, yes. The Cedar Ribbon. So here's the question, chat. Here's the question. Petra here. Gum, otherwise known as, would like to have that Cedar Ribbon. But we can't just give it to them now, can we? We can't just hand out a free Cedar Ribbon. That's not fair to everyone else, is it? Just because Gum asked first. So what do we think it should be? How do we think we should handle that? What is required for Petra of the 1x1 variety to obtain that Cedar Ribbon? Mirrorlab say 1 mod, MF Dude say 1 plat, Snowy says 5 Diddy, Kelton says 5 fish, Revocan says 5 doubloons. There's a lot of 5s going around. Solomon thinks it should be 1 million platinum. Ladybug, 3 fish. Gorilla saying platinum fair and square, but doesn't say how much is fair or square. By bits in a full trade fush. Don't know what a fush is. Maybe it's a fish, maybe it's a flush, maybe it's something else. Maybe a fush is a word I'm just not familiar with. Dr. Will says a tier 1 sub. That is the most outrageous so far, I suppose. Because that's real world things now. It's not even in game. We're not allowed to do that. Someone say it's a ribbon, so flip a coin, either 5 plat or 2,000 plat. Give say 4 is a square number. I mean, I suppose 4 is a square number technically. So yeah, that's definitely one of the suggestions there. A victory in a game of checkers. Darth Wash would say 50 plat. Plasminios specifically a Duviri fish. Ladybug suggests a couple tiny, shiny, third time's a charm on that word, a couple shiny rocks. Interesting. Well, there's a whole bunch of suggestions there, Gum. Which one do you think is the fair one? Which one do you think is the fair one? What's with all the fish? I mean, it's Warframe. Fish happens. Shiny Pokemon? Also not Warframe. What about Komi? Don't think we can play Komi against each other. Alright, out of all those options, Petra here has gone for 5 platinum. Alright, fair enough. So now let's have a look at Warframe Market and see what Petra's trying to do to us here. Because this is an unrolled cedar ribbon. The cheapest currently on the site at all is 10 platinum, and if we go for in-game, it jumps up to 25. How dare. How absolutely dare. Look at this. Being scammed on a live stream. How utterly rude. Bro, no, wait. No, wait. Don't do that. That's not correct. Hold on. I can fix this. Yeah. Here we go. Yes. Have country chords. Huzzah! Alright, fair enough. Yep, 200 plat for that ribbon and 5 country chords. Yep, there we go. Sure. Alright. Yeah, I thought you changed your mind on that one. Alright, there we go. 5 plat extra, 5 fish extra. That works. Sure. Did that say 121 million ribbons? It certainly did not. I have 121 million credits. You're very welcome there, Petrogum. Petrogum. Yeah, that's your name now, Petrogum. It's hard to pronounce. Perfect. Right. Now we've got that little bit of admin out of the way. Welcome in, Realcaster. Welcome in. Whoever can say this is like me trying to buy cheese, this seller never wants to accept your damn tip. I mean... What? You tip for cheese? This... You lost me. You've completely lost me on that one. I lost profit on the fish? Ah. Well, I never said I was smart. I am just some dude on the internet. Come on, I main Lavos. How smart can I be? You know? It's the cheese tax? Oh, are we buying cheese from dogs now? Is that how that works? Okay. Rev can say, buy my cheese at the weekly market in town. The cheese lady is very nice. I like to give tips at the market, but she never wants to accept them. I see. You know what? I'm gonna remind myself that I know basically nothing about most cultures and just leave that one there. God knows how that goes in terms of all the intricacies of human interaction. Cody the Deer saying, really don't know what I should be using for buffing these days, like Raw, Eclipse, Zartas or Nourish, really don't know what to use. Alright, let's break down the difference between those 4 real quickly. Raw is a solid all-rounder. It'll buff up your weapon damage, it'll buff up your ability damage, it'll buff up your teammates, it'll buff up your companion. Anything that is in range is just better. It doesn't ruin any kind of build, it doesn't change elemental composition, it doesn't cause inaccuracy issues, it just works. The only downside to Raw is that it is additive with other faction bonuses, so if you already have a bunch, then it's not as useful. The other real downside, I suppose, is that it is relatively expensive to maintain compared to other abilities, but that's it. Have I never been to a market? I've been to markets. It's just different markets in different countries have different social expectations. And then when you start introducing things like tipping for cheese, honestly, I'm not even going to pretend like I understand how everyone wants to handle that. Not even going to pretend. So, yeah, let's not touch that one. So Raw is your all-rounder. Eclipse then. Eclipse is a multiplicative bonus of the same strength as Raw, which means if you've got any kind of faction bonus, then Eclipse is better than Raw for your weapon damage. However, Eclipse natively does not buff anyone other than yourself, does not double dip onto status damage, and will not buff your abilities. So it is much, much more focused in. But not only is it recastable, you can also switch into a defensive buff, so it allows you to protect yourself in the moments where you don't need to be dealing quite so much damage. Zarta's Whisper is a very niche one. Not niche as in it's only used in a few places, but niche in that it has some very curious interactions where it really, really shines. The nature of its interaction is, frankly, a little bit overwhelming in various ways. I would say use it carefully, because if you know where you're using it, you can get a lot of good out of it, but if you're just slapping it on any old thing, you might be running yourself into not getting the best results you could be. It has some very strange interactions in various places though, especially with headshots. I think with headshots it's actually the strongest of them, which is really weird. And then Nourish. Nourish is used if you need to shove viral into your build, shove viral into everyone else's build, even if they don't want it, and then shove energy up everyone's asses. If you're looking for that, then sure, go for it. Nourish is the most in-your-face of the options, not least of which because it gives you auditory psychic damage. So yeah. Raw for the good all-rounder, but it's more expensive. Eclipse for the weapon buffer that double times as defense on demand. Zartas if you want to get weird, and Nourish if you want to make some noise, be it with your energy or with the ability cast. That's your rundown, really. That's your rundown. Does everyone have some builds for Sarin? Yes, ! Sarin. I have a Sarin guide over on YouTube. Check it out. It's got builds, it's got explanations, it's got all the details you'll need to make her amazing, which is exactly what you're here for, right? So there you go. You wish you could recast Raw? Piercing Raw allows you to do that. So the Orbit for Raw allows you to recast it and gives it some other features, whereas the Orbit for Eclipse applies it to allies and gives it some other features. Actually, I think that's about the only feature, applying it to allies. Yeah. Zartas, if you want to get weird, yeah, things get weird with Zartas. Like, it works, but the ways it works are nowhere near as simple to explain. There is some weirdy schmeardy stuff happening with it. Stuff. Yeah. Anywho, today I have a brand new keyboard I've been gifted by my brother. So I am breaking it in, trying it out. It is pretty much the same size as my old one, but the keys are in slightly different places, so I expect to get some mistakes on that until I am used to it. So this is a stream to break it in, really. This is a stream to force me to get used to it. And what better way to do that than to have a frame where I'm going to be pressing loads of buttons. Wrong one. Loads of buttons. There we go. I still have a spike on my arm. Oh dear. How was the birthday? It was a good one. Thank you very much for asking, Raptor. Hope you've had yourself a decent weekend as well. Absolutely. So if I want then, yeah, I can run this build. I don't need to change up into efficiency or whatnot. I've got Swift Bite, Valence Formation. I've got Heavy Casting Focus. Let's roll with that. Get into the swing of that. Was the keyboard a birthday gift? It was, yes. Because, I'll be honest, my brother looked at my existing keyboard and went, what? Why are you still using that one? Half the keys are rubbed off. And I would protest. It's not half the keys. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 of the keys are rubbed off, but I still know what they are. But okay, it is beginning to reach its end of life. The spacebar was beginning to go on it, like actually not function reliably. There's only 17 of the keys. And of those, about like 5 of them aren't fully rubbed off. You can still see that like the F key is now a more of a chevron, but it's visible. It's more than half the alphabet, but that's the thing, it's not all alphabet keys. It's like, for example, the full stop one, that's gone. Yeah, there's just a teeny tiny little bit of sliver of the greater than symbol. But the full stop, just gone. Shift, dead. Control, dead. Spacebar was always empty, but still. The Z has become a 7. So, you know, a few of them. To translate, for those of you over in the States, that was the Z key has become a 7. What type's a new keyboard? Quiet. That was my biggest stipulation. If I, let's see, I might need to turn off the noise suppression or noise gate on my microphone to demonstrate this, so let me pause the music as well, as it will be relatively quiet. 1.2. So this is the old keyboard, if I just hit the space bar a few times. Quite audible, if you're paying attention for it. The noise gate normally kicks it out if I'm not speaking. This is the new spacebar. Quite a difference. You may not have even heard that come through, because I think sometimes it was too quiet to actually even register. Now I'll just turn back on the noise gate, which normally holds out keyboard sounds when I'm not speaking. There we go. So it is a nice and quiet one. Yes, WASD is completely gone on the old keyboard. Those were the first letters to go. Followed then by other general function letters, like for example X, C, and V. Q, surprisingly, survived. E didn't. E is damaged. E is now F on that old keyboard, but Q... Apparently I don't use my tactical in Apex Legends enough. I guess. But yes. Float. Oops, you got a space there. I mean, you don't need me to tell you that, but yeah. Okay, so. Yeah, we got the frame. We got some weapons and whatnot, so bits and pieces we can do. Don't need to be on Zenrik if I am on Lavos. That's just silly, so let's go Naramon. If you'd like to join me in some relic cracking, send me a message in game, The Kengineer. I will bring you into the squad and we'll take it from there. I'm thinking I can grab myself a little bit of a hammer slammer. A little bit of hammer slam. And consequence is nice. Yeah. I prefer my yeet. I was considering melee attack speed there to go with the Titram, but nah, I like my yeet. Petra, I think I have it easier. It depends if you were actually before the others. Oh, look at that. There's only 3 people. You're fine. Let's bring everyone in. Miralib, join on in. Petra, join on in. Solomir, join on in. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Weapons being glitchy? Yeah, they do that. They do that. You got your Sarin Prime for Tenacon. Is it good for Steel Path? Yes. Sarin is to damage like water is to wet. The answer isn't can it, it's more just how far are you going to take this? I hope that makes sense. Water isn't wet? No, I didn't say water's wet. I said water is too wet, as Sarin is to damage. Sarin isn't damage, but water makes things very wet very easily. Sarin makes things very damaged very easily. You see? It's quite sensible, really. And Betty apparently doesn't want to be around here. So, alright, let's deal with Betty. You have yourself a good one. Let's hear it from ICU. ICU? What the hell happened? We'll find out after your timeout. I hope you're okay. It's alright, Yum. It's alright, it's just a metaphor. Actually, I think it was a simile. I don't even know anymore. I think that's a simile, yeah. Anyway. Is a Predator usable for what? Yes, and Mecha Set primarily. Plasminios also wants a timeout. Let's quickly solve that. Up. Goodbye. So Plasminios saying they wanted to join Betty has indeed joined them. I hope that Plasminios does not also end up in the ICU, because that would be the other way to join Betty at the moment, apparently. That would be bad. Let's see, what have we got down here? Alchemy! Yay! Let's do a bit of alchemy, why not? Why not? What refined relics have I got? Oh, that's beautiful. What relics are we cracking? Yes. We're using the yes relics. It's more a focus of doing relics and getting used to my new keyboard is all. Which, so far, so good. Oh dear. Solomon said, I have an irrational hatred of the water is wet thing. After a discussion about it in my Discord, it took it way too far. I mean, so long as no slurs were thrown around, how far could it really be taken? How far could it be? Maybe very far, but you know. Actually, I've just had a thought. And with 3 experienced players here, we might be able to pull this off. What if we try to get an entire frame to pop up in the reward screen? It's going to be difficult. I don't know how reasonable that might actually be, but we could see about trying to make, say, every part of Wisp, or every part of Brook, every part of whichever frames we've got available to us, to pop up all in one go. The blueprint, the neuroptics, the chassis, the systems. It won't be easy, but we could make it happen. We could make it happen. Is the MR10 test easy or hard? I literally cannot remember it, so probably easy. MR9, 19, and then like into the mid-20s are the hard ones. Everything else is pretty much a cakewalk. Because I was saying, cool until you realise you can't actually claim all the parts. Oh, who cares about claiming all the parts? We'll get those just through the sake of normal fishers. Who cares? We're advanced players here. We don't need to claim the pieces. We need the screenshot. That's what we need. What do I think the new incarnate weapon is going to be? Powerful. So far, looks like I have control of what we're doing. What Warframe do we want to have? That is the question, isn't it? What's the next Warframe about to be vaulted? Like, what Prime has been out the longest without yet going into the vault? I think that would be the best one. What would be the best one? MR19 test, the worst one for sure. Banshee Redeemer, you can long range kill every single one of them without them hearing you. Just FYI. Cheese it. Cheese it. Who went in last? Revenant? Yeah, it was Revenant just went into the vault. So whoever came out after Revenant Prime, that's the one we probably would want to do, because we'll most likely have more relics for that frame than any other. Is that Garuda? Okay. And then, seeing as this is my suggestion, I have plenty of Void Traces, I think. Actually, let me check. Do I have plenty of Void Traces? Yeah, I have plenty of Void Traces, so I can handle whichever is the rare part. And then y'all agree between yourselves to handle the other parts. I think Solomon, with your lack of traces, you'll want to handle the common then. And we'll need to figure out which those are. Does that feel screwed you? That's fine. We can handle that. Petra's only got 146. Okay, cool. So, Cosmo, as you're looking into it, have a look, see if that is the most recent one, and which parts on which rarity, please. That way we can figure out who's needing to handle which one. Is Baruch the one that came after Revenant? Okay. Then it'll be Baruch. Thank you, Slashdown. So if someone could check then, the Baruch pieces. What's the rare? What's the common? What's the uncommon? I think we'll hold off on filling up the docks until we have that info. Want to make sure that we have all the info. Then we can slam this home. Hopefully we should each have enough of those relics. The Baruch chassis is uncommon, systems common, blueprint rare, new optics rare. Oh, Baruch is 2 rares. Okay. How about the Hildren one? Has Hildren also got 2 rares? Because you said Hildren was the next most recent. 2 rares really ramps up the difficulty of making this happen. And let's be real, people aren't going to care so much about the rarity as seeing the set on screen and go, oh, so rare, so powerful. That's enough of the talks until we get this info. Only 1 rare for Hildren. Excellent. Okay, so what's the Hildren breakdown? I know Sevagoth has 2 commons, but unfortunately Sevagoth is too new. We're not going to have enough relics to reliably do this, because we're going to need to hit all 4 drops simultaneously. The Hildren Chassis uncommon, Blueprint rare, Systems common, New Optics uncommon. Excellent. Okay then, so Solomir, you're on Hildren's Systems, whichever relics have them. Petra and Miralabe. Petra, you've got the Chassis. Miralabe, you've got the Neuroptics. And I will handle the main blueprint itself. We should, as such advanced players, have enough of those relics to make this work. We should. So make sure you're aware of which bit is yours. I'm doing the main blueprint. Yeah, you might want to do like Solomon's done. Post your one into the chat interface there. It won't say the relics, but you can search for it when it pops up with choose your relic. So you search that specific item, then you'll know you've got the one. We can make this happen. It might take the entire stream and we might cycle through people, but we can make this happen. And it's going to be glorious. We will be kings. Or queens, if you prefer. $18 likes for it. Okay, 18 shots at it. It gives us a chance. And if we need to cycle through different people handling different parts, again, we've got relics. We can do this. We can absolutely cycle who's handling what if it comes to it. Thanks, Rebecan. On a completely different note, whilst we are just going through this round at the moment, Gorilla is saying something along the lines of, assume one of the mods is ready to clip it when it does finally happen. With regards to clips, anyone can clip on the channel. Like, there is no restriction on that. Anyone can clip, and not only that, if you make a clip, I can see all of the clips of my stream on my dashboard. You don't need to, like, send it anywhere. Definitely still send it if you think it's a good clip, but you don't have to send it to anyone to make it visible to me when you make a clip. So if you do just want to clip a moment, put a funny title on it so I know what I'm looking back at later, go for it. Hey, Silverformer, why not? Why not? Really good clips I feature on the channel. Okay, so I need to grab Hildren Blueprint. There we go. Oh, I've got a lot of these. There we go. I have got a lot of these. Ah. Miralay did not manage to make it work. Alright, we'll exit out and then handle this properly. That's fine. We'll all exit and just kind of reset, because we'll know for certain which relic each person needs to handle. It's fine. Easy happens. I'll be honest, I was kind of expecting it to happen. Didn't know who, didn't know how. I was expecting it to happen. Alright then. So glad they finally made Silverformer 2. It is a nice change, yeah. It's considerate. It doesn't allow us to build Former faster, but it removes a little bit of the tedium of obtaining Former blueprints and makes the uncommon reward actually feel like a better reward. Small, but nice. Gorilla, I can actually say Sil is not with us today, or at least most likely isn't with us today in terms of being on the stream moderating. Sil has unfortunately got other commitments at the moment, but that's fine. That is fine. Alright, hey, we got some void traces, I suppose, you know, that's good. So, I'm just gonna go grab their pizza, that's fine, that's fine. Yeah, yeah, dude, I get that. Having the Silverformer be less of an FU if you didn't get what you were needing is nice as well, yeah. Is Traces farming tiered or same reward? Traces farming, as in how many void traces you get per relic opening? If so, no. When you crack a relic, you'll get a random amount between 6 and 30 right the moment you hit 10 reactant. You'll always then get between 6 and 30, and that is affected by boosters, so it can be doubled, it could be doubled if you have a Smeedskavat doing its things. But that's just the bunch you get there and then. It doesn't matter what type of relic you have, it doesn't matter what refinement it has, it doesn't matter what mission you are in. So if you want to farm Void Traces, that then means the best way to farm Void Traces is to open relics as quickly as possible. Every time you hit 10 react and extract, boom, that traces. So for a high loading speed computer, that means you want to be slamming home captures, because you could just do them so damn quickly. It's so quick. Aside from that, you'd then be looking at, if you don't have good loading times, you can consider doing something like Disruption or Excavation, as you could do those pretty quickly as endless missions to move the rounds along. If you've got a sensible team. If you haven't got a sensible team, endless missions can be a pain in the ass, and you might then want to consider... honestly, not too sure if you've got a bad team. I think just don't have a bad team is the best answer. To be quite honest with you. You do get additional traces if people pick your relic reward, and that'll give you 5 flat per person that picks it. No boost available. However, you do have to consider that if you're just burning up crappy relics, people are unlikely to pick your item. So bear that in mind as well. We're waiting for Petra to come back, and then we will continue on with the Hildren event. See if we can make this happen. On EJP saying, can I ask a dumb question? I consider that one a dumb question, I'll be honest, because people could just ask a question, but let's see. Just built out a hammer build, it's absurdly strong, lucky good melee frame with solid steel puff survival, work out the helmet but can't subsume yet. Okay, when it comes to good melee frames, basically you're just looking at the ones which give melee bonuses of various types. So that'll be, for example, Kalevo, that'll be Valkyr, that'll be Volt, those are big ones you could look at. Alternatively, does it have to be a melee-specific frame? You can have a frame that does other things that support you, and your melee is your melee. You don't necessarily need to have a Warframe that boosts melee directly. So you could have, say, Lavos, who can infuse elements and guarantee status procs for your melee. Or you can have Rhino with his tank and his roar ability. Take your pick there. Varuna? Yes, yeah, Varuna does have some melee-specific abilities too, yeah, very true. There's a variety of them, but there's not much of a lockdown on what you have to pick. I'll be quite honest with you. There's not much of a lockdown. Instead, I would say focus on the frame that gives you what you need, or what you're missing. So if you find yourself dying too easily, you want a tanky one. If you find your melee feels slow, something that gives you nice speed buffs. That kind of thing. What other games do I play? Quite a variety. Quite a variety. But he just dropped the pizza. I hope you mean drop the pizza off. Oh no. Buddy, drop the pizza, no food for you tonight. Petra, if you need to drop squad and get that sorted out, I fully understand, my dude. If you need to drop squad and get handling on that. Like, you know, having food is a little bit more important than having Hildren. We can absolutely have someone else slot in. You'll go for something after this? Alright then. Sorry to hear about the pizza, but we'll move forwards. It'll taste all the sweeter for the having the celebration of the Hildren moment will make happen. So, does everyone remember the part they need to get? We've got Solomir's got the systems, Petra's got the chassis, Miralabe's got the near optics, and I am grabbing the blueprint itself. I'll be putting as many traces as I can into that. Let's make this happen. I don't know if we can access the fissure from here. So I'll have a look to see if we can reach it. Top 3 favourite frames? Levels, levels, and levels. Otherwise, if I have to choose others, Lavos, and then pick any other 2 frames that isn't Caliban. Or Baroque. Or Oberon. There's a whole bunch. There's a whole bunch. I don't know if I can pick a fissure from here. Oh, here we are. Yes, I can. Alright, cool. I can pick it from here. So the Hildren one is the H5 for me. Hildren 5. Got it. Can you get my glyph in game? You can indeed! Exclamation mark glyph. Revcam, thanks for the bits. Wukong and Equinox are previous mains of mine, yes. I have a chat command for Lavos. I have a chat command for a lot of different Warframes if I've made a video specifically for them, or if they're called Oberon or Gara. Those two have their own command as well without a video. Who are we waiting on? We all need to be down here at the dial, or whatever this thing is. What made Lavos my favourite? You see in the bit where someone linked a whole bunch of Lavos videos directly, one of them is why Lavos, because I get that question a lot as well. I recommend you check that out. It's video Ken is much better than stream Ken at explaining why Lavos is just amazing. I highly recommend checking that out. Alright, let's head on over to the location rather than killing enemies away from it. Which makes sense to me. Because it's quite a distance, this one, my word. Here we are, finally on location. Just a bit of a journey. And apparently I killed something like that. Cool. I don't have any attack speed buff on this hammer, so it might actually be a bad idea to try and use that, but that's fine. So far though, I can say I seem to be handling this new keyboard pretty nicely. That is good. It fits comfortably in the hand. Is the keyboard coming through on the audio for you guys, or is it nice and quiet? You never expected your Roblox and mods to be credits and not endo? Oh, I had that so many times as a newer player. So many times I have sold excess mods for credits rather than endo, until I got good at the index and farmed the ever-loving hell out of it for a while. Without that, credits easily vanish. Especially if you trade for prime mods, because that eats up a lot of credits. Like, a lot. I need a lot more reactant. Can all the enemies get corrupted over here, please? Haha, I'm on 1. No, guys, you really need to be paying attention to how much reactant people have before filling that in. You really need to be doing that. Ah, oh, this one's a dud. There is no way we're going to get this in time. Surely not. Oh, well, actually, maybe. Did just pick up 5. It's only halfway, but we did pick up 5. Can't tell if those are corrupted or just screwing around. Those aren't corrupted. I'm going to slow that down. Come on, corrupted, where the frick are you? There's another. Can you not store the lane of heat go to 100%, then it doesn't proceed? I didn't know that it would just stop entirely at 100. I just know it's extremely slow when it's not in the main bar. Are these corrupted? I don't think they are they? That is frustrating. Ah, here we are, more reactant over here. I'm the last one to finish because I headed straight for the objective. I think they got some reactant miles away from the objective. Come on. Is this one corrupted? This one's corrupted. Didn't count. Oh, I hear a shock over this way. Where are they? I heard it over here. Where is the corrupted? How much particle velocity is that? Not that much. I've got like plus 75%. Ish. Maybe plus... I don't remember how much I'm getting from the shard. I've got one shard and then 60% from my my arcane. There we go. Alright, we're good now. Ah!
Well done, Tenno.
Bonus ability range, bonus ability strength. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. That allows me to do this. Oh, that's a lovely long dash. What's my stream schedule? Exclamation mark schedule. There's the link to it there. I stream every Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, 10 till 10 PM at UK time. The schedule on Twitch will show it in your time zone. There are some streams I won't be able to do in that time schedule, however, as I am moving house this month. So some streams will have to give way to that, basically.
Move one step closer to completion. Huzzah! Should you feel the need to withdraw?
Alright, now there's no way we're going to get the Super Hildren moment straight away, but let's see. How close do we get? How many Hildren pieces do we get at once? 1. That does not bode well for us. That does not bode well at all. But we'll keep trying. We will keep trying. What's the best refine for getting uncommons? Technically Radiant, but you'll burn through your relics. You will burn through your relic. So your reactant that way. Traces. That is the right word. Uncommons, if you've got lots of the relics, you might want to consider just not upgrading them. They are. We'll see how we handle. Alright, off to the next location. Get rid of that. That is such a long dash. Love it. All that to bring this one amphor in. Usually spend 50 traces to upgrade to level 3 from commons. Yeah, fair do. That's absolutely fair. If you want to kind of meter it out. As alongside the range buff on a high range Lavos or any other high range frame using Vile Rush can be beautiful. Truly beautiful. Grab some more of these amphors. You're coming. We need to create Blast, which is heat and cold. Up. Dude saying you do radiance because it's easy to find rad shows if you're looking for a group. Sure. Quite what we're doing here, but I get what you're saying. Good, more reactant. Splendid stuff. I was answering a question from chat. Okay. Yeah, someone was asking about upgrading for this, because it's in-game. As much as rad shares are nice to find, for a lot of relics, you will find it hard to actually establish said rad shares. The older the relic, and the less interesting the piece, the harder the rad share. Hello, Falsey. React is still a little bit on the loose side. We should be able to get it together reasonably enough, but it is just a bit low at the moment. Endless missions and low reactant. Name a more iconic duo. Hello, Chris. There we go, a little bit more corruption. Another reactant, lovely jubbly. And now these are not corrupted. We are at a max of 7 reactant in the squad at the moment. What's the minimum raw buff you need to nuke with 7-Goss 1-2 combo? There isn't really a minimum. The minimum is technically 0. The nuke existed without raw. It's just that raw massively reduces the threshold at which you hit nuke. With a lower raw amount... That was a delayed reactor. With a lower raw amount or no raw at all, you're going to need more enemies in range of each other to create the nuclear effect. To reach that lethal threshold of the explosions. Any less and you're putting out some damage, but you haven't killed them, which doesn't make for a good enough nuke. Especially as it means you won't then be spawning the free additional shadows, creating additional damage, creating a little bit of a runaway reaction. Alright, I'm going to put in this heat, but now we just need to hold off on the cold until everyone is up at 10. I mean, we could start the process. We are close, but I'll let someone who is not on 10 start the process if they're fine with it. It's about grouping to be really effective. Grouping can increase the effectiveness. What raw does is it reduces the need for grouping to the point that just general high enemy density is enough to make a very solid chain reaction happen. By having good raw and good range, the damage extends out far enough from each enemy, you will probably get large clusters of them to die without then having to use a grouping ability. Because grouping you're casting on every single group every single time you want to drag a group together, and if that grouping then pulls them away from those outside of the group, your chain reaction just stops. You've effectively created a fire break. So that's why raw is my preferred choice. Increasing the damage increases reliability without accidentally creating fire breaks and without requiring that you cast the buff, in this case the grouping, every single nuke. Raw is just on for an extended period of time. Looks like we need just one more reactor to be obtained there from Mirrorlave, then we'll be definitely good to get this running. So I'm going to take the executive decision and say we should probably get that and get this running to improve our time efficiency here. I'm sure Mirrorlave can get that one more reactant in this time. As long as we don't overkill the enemies and let them get corrupted. I believe. I believe. I believe. Over here, Mirrorlave. Got a Harrow chassis, so that's a good sign. Is that a reactant I can mark? Oop. Nope, that's O-Balls. Is that one a reactant? Nope, that's eyeballs. Is that one a reactant? Nope, that's eyeballs. There we go, Mirrorwave got it. We're good. We're good. Easy peasy. Alright. We need to drop that down a little bit. There we go. Oops, slightly too much. We're good now. That conversion should be at full speed. We'll be done in now. Splendid. Alright, second chance at a full Hildren screen. Let's see what we got here. Looking for that full Hildren. Last time we got 1 out of 4. This time we get 0 out of 4. Yay! Okay. Alright. Why is the general suggestion for Raw over the 4th, not the 3rd? Yes, I understand that Gloomstone's enemies. 1 moment. Let me grab the right one of these. Gloomstone enemies, but it does not effectively fill the death well. Well, you're not using the death well if you're going over the 4, so that's irrelevant. And if you shield gated, lifesteal isn't necessary. It's about the slow. Slow improves the survivability with the shield gate. If you are using your 4 for survivability, you are not casting your nuke. If you're not casting your nuke setup isn't nuking. This is a thing I've seen a lot in the comments on the Sevagoth guide. People going, oh, but you could use the shadow and it's great for survivability and it deals damage. I'm like, this is a nuke build. When you are not nuking, you are not using the build. The setup survives with Gloom and Shieldgate sufficiently to help keep nuking. If you switch to your 4, you are not nuking. If you are worried about trying to build Deathwell on a setup that's already nuking the Deathwell to max anyway, you're just wasting time. It'll be like me investing into dealing damage with my 1 on Lavos here, when he's set up actually as a weapon buff and range approach. So yeah, you're right that the Shadow could have more usefulness than Gloom, except for the bit where you can do Gloom at the same time as a nuke, not instead of. That is a Former trap? I mean, it takes a lot of Former. Define it yourself if you consider it a trap or not. A lot of weapons take a lot of Former too. Using Shadow and Sevagoth past normal Star Child Jupiter. The Shadow can go to all the way into level cap, so okay. Strange take. Imagine cappering at people using a Warframe and its abilities. I'll point saying normal form to keep casting 1-2. Yeah. The 2-1 combo is a nuke. If you're building for the nuke, use the nuke. Petra around for it through away Incarnate. Yeah, Petra, I've done that so many times. This mode is a pain for maintaining Incarnate. You have to make sure you're on the right option to throw. It is pain. Ultimately, when it comes to min-maxing a setup, you want the setup to be maximizing what it's good at, minimizing what it's bad at. You want to be spending time on that setup doing that setup's thing. And that includes min-maxing survivability. If your survivability is enough, you don't need to invest more into your survivability. It's already enough. That enough is going to differ from person to person. If you are not very skillful, if you have poor reaction speed, if you have low APM, then you're going to need more survival. If, however, you are a god among us that could put even StarCraft players to shame, then you're going to need less survival. But ultimately, min-maxing comes down to minimizing how much you have to invest into that survival to still have sufficient to then get maximum damage output. Using Sevagoth Shadow doesn't achieve that when using the nuke build. No one plays as fast as SC2 players? I don't know, I've seen some clips of Fortnite and I go, what the... How the fuck do you even know which part you want to build next? Some people are just different. My reaction speed has never been that good, and that was 10 years ago. Now, I ain't even in my 20s. I can't keep up with that. Chef's saying, just realised when you're on Toxic Archon Mars, you can full armor strip with your 4th while focusing on your 1. If you also have the shards to turn that into full strip, because you'll need to get the additional procs, but yes. Yeah, be able to turn Toxin into Corrosive does allow you to achieve that. Looks like we've got all the reactants already, so we just need to fill this thing up. Screw every other kind of kill right now. Just up. We've got some cold ones up here. Oh, someone just found all the coal, so I guess we just need electric, which I saw a grab there. Yep, there we go, beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Just what we want to see. You don't need more corrosive procs to strip you 50% with heat? Yes, you do, Shezbot. It's not a full strip. You said full strip. Full armor strip with heat and corrosive procs without any buff to those procs is not possible. Corrosive will get you a max 80% strip. Heat will get you max 50%. They multiply together, that is 90%, not 130%. Not possible. And therefore, you don't actually need the heat at all. Oh, it's the only ones that multiply. Pretty much every other form of armor reduction is additive. But status effects are still multiplicative of all other forms of armor reduction, yeah. Because, sure, why not? Just to confuse people further. I mean, it keeps them balanced. Let's be real, it does keep them balanced. If your corrosive was 80% additive, one corrosive projection with coaction drift will be enough to take you over the threshold. That would be a little bit overpowered. And instead, D have made it where partial strips are more powerful than they used to be. So it works out fine. Alright. Full Hildren set attempt number 3. Let's see it. Damn it! Only the prime piece. Only the gold piece even. Of course it's the prime piece. Only the gold. Gah. That's not what we were looking for. But we're going to keep trying. I don't care. Worst case scenario, we farm Hildren sets, right? That's the worst case scenario. Which is far from a bad thing. Best case scenario, we get an absolutely amazing screenshot and get all the upvotes on Reddit. Pretty much. What's the next vaulted frame? I think the next one's supposed to be Baruch. Hello, engineer. It's going alright here. We are trying for a very difficult to get screenshot. Trying indeed.
Second month for the goat.
Yo! Glid Nocta, thank you very much for resubscribing there. Up on to 2 months, as you say. Absolutely, with that lovely, lovely bronze badge. Cheers, Backlet. Oh. Good. Not just saying, if you run corrosive projection, which is 18, then run corrosive heat, would you end up with 98, or would it be 108? About the shards, I mean. I think you've got both of those numbers wrong. So, corrosive and heat full stack is 90% reduction, leaving 10% remaining. That 18% then is from that 10%, because it's multiplicative of the other two sources you've named. 18% off of 10% is minus 1.8% out of it, so it'd leave you with 8.2% armor remaining. Effectively, you've done 91.8% removal. See how that works? Whereas if you were to use a 90% armor removal ability with corrosive projection, those do add together. And that would be a total 100% strip. And just to be clear, status effects from abilities don't count as ability removal. So if you want to write out the equation to plug the numbers into, total armor reduction.
Haven't been here for summer since I've been at work. Happy Savagoth Prime, everyone.
Hey, Labelia, welcome back, and thank you very much for resubscribing up onto 7 months there. I absolutely don't mind you taking a break for your work. That's very understandable. All the same, welcome on in once again, and thank you very much for the support. I really do appreciate it. Savagoth Prime is a grand frame, absolutely. Although we're currently meddling around with getting a Hildred for a screenshot. Yeah, if you want to think about the equation in your head or write it down when it comes to armor reduction, you do 1 minus, and then brackets, parentheses, however you want to call it, 1 minus the armor reduction from heat, close bracket multiplied by, open bracket, 1 minus the armor reduction from corrosive procs, close bracket multiplied by, open bracket, 1 minus the sum of armor removals from abilities and corrosive projection. Close bracket. When you run that full thing through, that's how you get it. And I don't expect any of you to have actually managed to memorize that or write that down because I just read it out to you from my mind. But it's fine. Also, we've already got all of our reactant. This is beautiful. We can just fill this thing in. No harm, no delay, no foul. Just go, go, go. Do we Netra cells? No, we are opening up relics. Trying to get all 4 pieces of the same prime frame at the same time. Because we can bring different tiers of relics to this one. It's an Omnia Fissure. So, it is possible. It is unlikely, beyond unlikely, but it is possible. And I want that to happen. D-Math still follows PEMDAS? All math follows PEMDAS. If at any point you've come across math that does not follow PEMDAS, you've come across something that is not math. All math follows PEMDAS, because it is an expression of the language we use for describing math. Excuse me. And yet Petra's written it correctly. Beautiful. I would say the sum of corrosive projection number abilities, but ultimately you've written that correctly, Petra, yeah. Things with that calculation, unless any of them reach 0 or lower, you'll never reach 0 armor. That is correct, Ikmael. That is correct. If you do not have 100% armor removal from a source, you cannot remove all armor, theoretically speaking. Practically speaking, you can reduce them down to so little armor it counts as 0. But at that point, you probably got an ability that should have got them to 0 now. You just did it wrong. Without shard statuses can't fully strip? Correct. Unless you're Hydroid. If you have some way to get the corrosive procs higher than 10, or stronger than they normally would be, then you can take it further. Yeah. True Ladybug, yeah, but then they just, you know, need to keep killing, I guess. Now. You getting it now? Excellent! I have successfully taught math on a stream without even bringing up the numbers on the screen. Clearly we're doing well today. Can you get corrosive procs above 10? Yes, with shards. I can't recall of any other feature that does it, but yes, with shards. Alright, attempt number 4 at the ultimate Hildren screenshot. Let's see it, come on. Show me the good stuff, DE. Show me the good stuff. Come on. No. This does not bring joy. Alright, let's try this again. Grab you, upgrade, ba 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 ba. There we go. Right, we'll try again. Have I calculated my chance of getting the ultimate screenshot? I haven't. I suppose once we get this next thing running, I could do that. That is absolutely a thing that I can do. Actually heavily difficult? Oh, it is, yeah. As soon as I bring up the stats, you realise just how wild this plan is. I didn't want to bring up the stats until we're at least a few in, just so you know, people didn't lose hope. But this is unlikely. Best math teacher is someone who can understand Warframe's intricacies. I mean, you don't have to understand Warframe to understand math and how to teach it, but I get you. Let's swing by for a while. Heard there's a new keyboard foot. Hope it's working out. There is indeed. Yes, it seems to be going well. I am running nicely with it. Okay, so let's go through this. We've got these ones here. I think Solomir's running the common part. Petra, Miralabe, uncommons. I'm running the rare. If we go to Void Relic on the wiki, we can get the rates for those different parts, these different levels of refinement. So I have a 10% chance of getting my part, and we need at the same time Solomir's common, which is 0.2533, and Petra's uncommon on flawless, which is 0.17, and then Miralabe's, which is 0.2. Comes together to be a 0.086% chance. I have been black screened. D does not want you to know just how bad these numbers are. There we go. Second time that's happened. 0.086% chance. To put that in other terms, that is a 1 in 1,161 chance. And we're on 4 attempts so far. Yeah, chance of what? Chance of us getting all 4 Hildren parts, all 4 different Hildren parts at the same time in a relic opening screen. The chance of us pulling this off is as good as 0, realistically speaking. If I do that, we've done 4 so far in about 30 minutes. We've got another 2 hours, so we could do another 8, let's say. Let's say we can do another 8, just to be conservative about this right now. The chance of us failing in 8 more runs is 99.3%. So we are hoping for a 0.7, less than 0.7% chance of happening over the next 8 attempts of this. We're still going to get prime stuff in the process. It's still going to be fun. It's still going to be cool. We're still going to level up the enemies and see what the hell happens. Maybe my lava struggles. I don't know. We're not on Steel Path for that reason. No. Really, we're not running absolute ideals here. Someone's running flawless. Because of void trace limitations. So yeah, unless you value your sanity so lowly that you are ready to just run your head into this for hours and hours and hours, including getting the reactor needed to keep up the decent rates, because without it you're even worse off. It would be 5 times worse if I was running intact rather than radiant. Unless you are willing to do that, I would say, you know, don't do this. Just don't do this. It is absolutely crucial that the rare part be run on rare on radiant like this. Absolutely crucial. I could check to see if there is a Warframe which has a no rare option. I doubt it, but if someone would like to have a look and see if that is possible, there might be a Warframe set we could do without having to go for the rare, which would significantly increase our odds. Like going from well, actually, yeah, if we went from rare, common to uncommons to 2 uncommons, 2 commons, that's effectively going to improve our rates in the difference between the Radiant Rare and the Intact Common, which would be about 2.5 times better, plus far less Void Traces. That would bring us down to 400 runs. And nearly half the Void Trace cost. Yeah, Sev is just as easy or just as hard as Hildren, but also we don't need to go get the Sev relics, because despite us being somewhat veterans here, we don't have infinite Sev relics. It's not as easy as Hildren, for which we have so many lying around at this point. Okay. Hildren attempt number 5. It's not going to happen, but let's see. How close do we get? Are you kidding me? Well, streamer luck exists because I keep getting the rare piece, which is the lowest chance of all of these. Not quite the look I was going for, but you know, we can only get so much good luck at once. It's still the most valuable piece we're trying for here. Hasn't this happened on stream before? It hasn't, no. It hasn't, Ellie. We talked about it on release, but it wasn't actually done because it is this ridiculously rare. It is this ridiculously rare. The fact that we are trying this is straight up lunacy. And what's even crazier is that whilst it is ridiculously rare for it to happen to us, if 4,000 people tried this simultaneously, there is a very good chance, better than 50% chance, that one of those squads will immediately have it happen. Only 4,000 people. Over 10 times that watch my average video. More than that. Just 4,000 people would basically want to have the possibility. And yet, do we see it? Only 4,000 people? Yeah, only 4,000. That's really an only. It wouldn't take that much. If I asked the wider Kenjaneer community to get together and try and make this happen, you would have the screenshot in an hour. I'm fairly certain that screenshot would be obtained in an hour. I genuinely believe that. Maybe a few hours waiting for people to actually, you know, get together and get running. But we wouldn't even need 4,000 people because each squad of 4 people can do it more than once. Trinity is 2 silver, 2 bronze. Trinity is a much older one. So unless she is unvaulted and we have a lot of ire, might be a bit SOL on that one. Maybe. Alright, we're doing pretty well on reacting, so I'm going to fill up the Crucible some more. Uh, 180 of us here. Numbers we believed. If we all ran 5 attempts at this with optimal relics, we could get us in less than half hour theoretically. Not quite, because those 180 would have to divide up into squads of 4, which is 45 squads. At 5 runs, that would give you 225 runs, which is not close to making it happen. There'd be a reasonable chance of it happening, but more likely it wouldn't with that few. Gotta remember that divided by 4, there's more people. Power of large numbers, eh? The power of large numbers. Hello, F-King. Hope you're doing well. It's kind of crazy if you think about it, is that there could be people out there who have already had this happen and they just didn't realize how absurdly lucky they got to make it happen, but they didn't screenshot it. I don't know how likely it is, because how often do people coordinate having the right relics. Like, in fact, it's very possible, now that I think about it, because coordination of those relics is actually quite difficult, let alone the chances of bringing in optimal relics, let alone recognizing it all happening. You know, actually, I think it's quite possible this might not have happened. I wouldn't make it likely. I would say less than 50% chance it's not happened yet. But how many people, after knowing those odds, will be daft enough to go at it long enough to try and make it happen? How many? If we really think that through. It's possible this hasn't actually happened yet. Omnia's didn't up the chance from tiny to slightly less tiny Ladybug. Omnia's made it physically possible. Prior to Omnia's, you couldn't get all tiers of relics in the same mission, and therefore you could not get whole sets completed at once, because they always require multiple tiers. Always. Prior to Omnia, it just could not be done. Actually, wait, tell a lie. Isn't Vault only in Axes? Or there was a Vault only in Axes? Or was it split? Might be something like that. Because of coming from Barrow. One Hildren piece. I'll take the Revy. Lady was saying, if you have a frame unvaulted for long enough, is it possible to have all parts in a frame appear in one type of relic? That's a very good point, actually. Sorry, yes. Hey, that's wonderful, Petra. Petra's food situation has been resolved. Thank God for that. But that is a very, very salient point. I completely overlooked that, yeah. If it's been around long enough, it will be spread across things, like I have here, Lith and Miso for Hildren. You are very correct. At least Lith and Miso for H5. It might actually be Hildren in the other one. How many biscuits have been eaten through the farm so far? I don't eat biscuits on stream. Part of how I keep my figure as slim and kept together as it is, despite the fact that I work exceptionally sedentary jobs, is because I do not snack on things like biscuits or energy drinks, that kind of stuff. It's actually necessary for my health to not do that, because I have such a sedentary job. But yeah, fun fact. There are those that don't do that, and then they pack on the pounds, and the pounds, and the pounds. And they get a few years down the line going, oh shit, I need to do something about this. And they have to do stuff they don't want to do to try and fix the weight they've gained. And I don't want to do that. Yeah, starts with a diet. A little bit of preachiness for the day for you. Snacks are good, don't get me wrong on that. Snacks are nice, but all in moderation. All good things in moderation. So find the answer to the 20 question. It begins with how many people would be daft enough to do X. It has an answer of not zero. True. But is the answer high enough for the circumstances we're considering? Add in the requirement for a screenshot. It is very possible, if we continue this, it is possible this channel could end up with the first recorded instance of an Ultra Fisher. I think that's a fairly grand term, but also reasonable. For getting all parts of an entire Warframe in a single round of relics. We can call that an Ultra Fisher. And then, once achieved, who knows, make a video about it, talk about the stats, talk about the chances, talk about the ridiculousness of it. I could even run the stats on, if you get a random squad using random relics, what's the chance you could make it happen? Damn near zero, by the way. Could explore that. Would that be the kind of thing you guys would be interested in hearing about? A video that explores what's the chance of you getting an entire Warframe in a random Omnia fissure? The more I talk about that, the more I think that might be too nerdy. That might be too nerdy for the channel. But you never know. Make every topic I talk about interesting? Oh, thank you. Glad you like it. If I made that video, I'd have more people trying it. I mean, that is true, yeah. I think my my sanity requires that I don't hold off on such a video topic until I achieve this, because 1,000 relic runs for not even a guarantee of success is a lot. Like, a lot. Even if you're quick and you do an Omnia Fissure every 3 minutes, that's almost impossibly quick. Every 3 minutes, that's 20 per hour. That's 50 hours to get 1,000 runs, whereupon you're still in the reasonable realm of it may not have actually happened. Like, that is insane numbers to think about. Almost painful to think about it in that scale. Am I about to invent the idle hunting of Omnia Fissures? I'm not even sure what you mean by that, Ladybug, sorry. Not even sure what you mean by that. I suppose I could put a bounty out for the screenshot. That could make things interesting. Ah, but how to make sure it's a genuine screenshot? Video evidence required. We have all the reactants, let's get those pipes down. There we go. Just insane speedrunning, pushing doing something fast to its absolute limits. Given the rewards are just completing a relic fissure, I don't think it would really attract the speedrunning Eidolon crowd in such the same way. "24-hour stream wouldn't even be halfway?" Yup. That is wild to think about, right? 24-hour stream of one thing, and the chances would still be against us of success at that point. At the most rapid rate possible. Maybe not even possible, to be quite honest. 0 pieces this one. Twitch kicked you off to go watch Sabuchi? What? That's weird. You sure you didn't accidentally hit something on your phone? Don't I use something like Warframe to see the values? I didn't open it up today. That's all. I simply just didn't open it up today. I'm not particularly interested in the values of the pieces we're getting right now, and I don't need it clutching up the eventual screenshot I'm looking to get. So, I haven't opened it, that's all. Yeet myself over to the new location. Oh, we're already here. Beautiful. And let's get cracking. You tried to type a message in chat and went to Sabuchi? Alright, yeah. So it might have just accidentally clipped some button of another streamer live and figured, oh yeah, you clicked this, let's take you there now. I've heard nothing but bad things about the Twitch app that has been released. Nothing but bad things. And I've heard that Twitch have no intention of rolling back. They will try to make some changes, and those changes will take time, is roughly what they've said, but they're not going to roll back. It's insanity that a company of their position and size and supposed technological expertise can make such a bad experience. It's incredible, actually. Which Apple also costs more if you buy bits or subs. It definitely does that on iOS. That's Apple taking their 30% cut. So if you want to buy bits or subs, do it off the app. Do it through your web browser or do it on your computer. Just not through Apple especially. I think that also affects Android, but I'm not sure about that. I don't know what their exact cut is, but iOS definitely hits the 30% fee. The point is, get it through not those closed systems, because they just charge extra for running the store. I'm not sure what they're doing with said store other than just running it, but apparently it costs 30% of all microtransactions. Or all transactions, actually. Which is wild. It even affects Patreon. Patreon, the platform which basically is just a host for behind the scenes and pointers to things here or there. Patreon itself can take a fee of something like 8%, but the Play Store or the App Store, if you use Patreon through it, they will take 30% for hosting the app on their store. But if you go through the website, you go through a different program, because that's what a web browser is, just a program, you don't pay that 30% fee. What the hell is that? Now that only affects you when you sign up on Patreon. It doesn't affect ongoing subs. But yeah, just sign up through the web browser. Don't go through the app. Whether it's for Patreon, whether it's for Twitch, whatever else. The apps just charge more because they can. This shit even affects things like Tinder. You try to buy a Tinder Gold, one, don't. But if you were, it costs more through the app again, even if they apply a discount. The discount you'll see online and offline at the same time will show different prices because of that fee. It's almost dumb. No, it is dumb, actually. It straight up is dumb. The only saving grace you can take from it is that at least those who are running the apps are only passing along that cost to those who are running on mobile platforms. The difference in price that you see is them going, yeah, no, we're not going to pass this cost on to everyone. Those of you on mobile, you deal with it for running it through mobile. PC people, sure, keep the actual price. In Alchemy, do you know if there is a fill rate difference to hitting the glass versus splashing it? I'm not familiar with there being any kind of fill rate on that, sorry, no. Doesn't mean it's not there, but I'm not familiar with one. I think it is just random within a set range. Because DE loves random. DE's favourite command to call is random flex, random float or random double, whichever one they use. They love it. Tinder's a premium. Tinder has multiple types of premium, which is wild. And the thing is that when I was on it, it tried to advertise it to me. It was like, hey, look, if you guess correctly, we could show you a profile of someone who likes you. And, you know, this is a reason to get gold, because you can see more people who like you. And it showed me this profile as someone who liked me. If I swiped on them, it would immediately be a match. It was someone 5,000 miles away. 5,000 miles. And not a good match, neither. Even ignoring the distance. I was like, Tinder. Yo, if you want to advertise a service to me, maybe show me what it's good for. If you show me, hey, spend money and we'll show you people 5,000 miles away, that's not advertising it to me. That's telling me not to buy it. Actual insanity. So yeah. Yeah, Sniper, it's just a dice roll. D absolutely love their dice rolls. They really do. I'm fairly certain the only reason we don't have randomized damage is that the community would kick off. Like, there would probably be an Omega boycott at that point of randomized damage. I'd be like, why? Why is this even here? Hell, the programmers would probably kick off at the optimization issues it would cause for even more calculations being done. But yeah, do you love their random? Why avoid dating apps and it's only single? Fair enough. I've had actually surprisingly good experiences with dating apps in general. Yeah, there's been a lot of crappy ones, but surprisingly good. I've met some great people through them. Had some wonderful experiences, followed by not so wonderful at times. Yes, that's the way it goes, otherwise I'd still be in said relationship. Yeah. That's just how it be. Was I swear on Tinder, then remember people who actually use it for dating? Yeah. Wow, I sure love this Hildren we've got. So much Hildren. I am just drowning in the amount of Hildren in this screen right now. Are they gamifying dating? It's not even gamifying at that point, I'll be quite honest with you. It's not. The premium doesn't make it where you have higher levels or anything like that. Oh, Solomon needs to go. Alright, we'll drop out of the mission here. Thank you very much for running as far as you have, though. Exit. Let's find our way out. Yeah, from my understanding is the way the premium is offered in most of these things. They'll be like, oh, we'll boost you higher in the stack and people will see you sooner. But that doesn't change how likable you are. It really doesn't. It doesn't change the frequency with which people swipe on you. And the only improvement you can really get to that is to just be more attractive as a profile. Have better photos, better composed, better lit, have better scenarios and situations in your photos. Photos that make you seem like a likable, friendly, desirable person. Have a biography that entices people but doesn't put everything out there. Just enough to get them interested, to whet the palate of curiosity. Whilst also being honest and genuine about who you are. If you put into it anything other than who you are, who are you going to match with? Who are you going to match with? You're just going to end up matching with people who are looking for something that isn't you because you've shown them something that isn't you. That's just a waste of your time. So the real gamification of dating apps isn't the application itself, it's you. Make yourself the highest level character you can be by being your best self. Buff your own personal stats, as it were, if you want to gamify it. Be the best you can be. I don't mean be the best to the point of toxic, because that's not the best you can be. If you are burning yourself out trying to impress others, you're doing it wrong. If you are denying yourself your own interests and pleasures to try and get someone interested, you're doing it wrong. If you want to get someone's interest, first, make sure that you are yourself, and second, make sure that yourself is interesting and well presented. Half of that is called just be a decent person, be an honest person, and don't smell. You know? There is that, I think, 4chan originated meme, something along the lines of step 1 be attractive, step 2 don't be unattractive. Fun fact, they're kind of right. Yeah, it's oversimplified, but they're kind of right. If you ain't attracted to someone, it ain't gonna work. If you carry a lot of unattractive qualities, it ain't gonna work. Job done. Oh. Anyway, I've gone really off topic here. This is a Warframe stream. What do we know about dating anyway? Yeah. Level's best frame? True. Very much true. Dr. Will saying, never understood why people would lie about who they are. It just sounds like too much effort to lie. Oh, simple. Very simple. Because they realise that, or mistakenly think, that putting who they are will lead to fewer opportunities. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. If I put out, say, that I go hiking and climbing to try and get all those attractive hikers and climbers with their lovely athletic blah, 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 something stupid like that, am I going to entice people who like to go hiking and climbing, or am I going to entice people who like the kind of activities I actually enjoy? You'll maybe get those initial connections, and then as soon as they meet the person, they go, wow, you are absolutely not what I'm looking for. Cool. Been nice. Bye-bye. And it just fails. It just fails. Oh, Torrin, I hate that you're right. Yeah, talking about dating on Warframe streams might become relevant this winter. You are painfully correct. Yeah. Yeah. Jellyfish asking, no, it's a bit off topic. Can you show the health tank Banshee build? Sure. Did I break it, or is it still functioning? Let's see. So I've got armor, and then I think that was just testing something, but don't worry about it. What did he say? D, you're adding dating to Warframe. Anyway, here we go. So running, obviously we got silence, we got Warcry for the melee speed, Arcane Blessing to give us health max, Arcane Guardian for the armor, Adaptation for the damage reduction, Vitality to get us started. On general defense, you'll notice that there is no inclusion here of armor mods because Banshee's base armor is terrible. But we don't get knocked down, we have shield gate, we have adaptation, we have health, which is more important than the shield gate, let's be real. We got armor, more max health, and more armor from the shards. A little bit more armor from this, and best used with a melee that also has melee fortification for the armor from that. Yeah. It's pretty nice. When you stack up all the armor on this, Banshee can have thousands of armor. Thousands. Which is kind of wild. But yeah. Love that we got to the point where we're asking for a Warframe build is considered off topic. Yeah. Yeah. But war criminals and child soldiers, what do we know about dating? I mean, children should know nothing about both war or dating in that regard, so just putting it out there. Yeah. Ladybug saying, being my best self was apparently being a giant nerd Lavos main, but hey, it did net me a wonderful partner without having to go write a CV on a dating app. See? Being yourself worked. Being yourself that is a respectable version of yourself. Be your best self. Because we can all be very many different people. We can be very many different people, each of us. You want to be the best version of yourself. Just in general. Do I have an Oberon build? And could I show it? No, I don't have an Oberon build I'm happy with. I've fiddled with Oberon various bits and just never really vibed with him as a frame. So I don't have a build to share with you because, quite frankly, I don't think it'll be good enough. Simple. Do I have a Chroma build? See above what I just said about Oberon. There are definitely some B tier frames out there. Chroma, Oberon are some of them. They are. Engine 1 saying Oberon with Breach Surge can be funny but efficient. Yeah, I'm going to just scratch out the word Oberon there and replace it with Warframe with Breach Surge can be funny but efficient. Yeah. It's a Breach Surge doing it, not Oberon. Does playing Oberon count as touching grass? I guess. I guess. Very true, Revocan, yeah. Finding someone, friend, partner, or otherwise, that brings out the best in you also is a good thing in general, yeah. Yeah. You've heard mixed opinions about Oberon. Don't know if he's actually good or not. You've heard mixed opinions because he deserves mixed opinions. He is very much a B tier frame. He can get things done in various ways. It's just what he brings to the table doesn't handle well against A tier and S tier frames, as it were. So if you enjoy him, sure, go ahead and enjoy him. Don't let anyone take that away from you. But Oberon is in many ways lacking. He's no Caliban. He's no pre-rework Hydroid. But he is lacking. He is just lacking. That's the reality of it. You enjoy using Oberon against a Murmur? That's your choice. That is absolutely your choice on that. Now it's saying, heck, just curious, you got 3 Lavos, so when Lavos Prime comes out, how many are you going to have of him then? Probably just the 1, or at least I will only go for the 1. The reason I have 3 Lavoses is because this one is the main Lavos. This one was used to demonstrate modding Lavos without Umbral Formers. I did the same build on this Lavos, but I wanted it to look less ugly, so I reformed an entirely new Lavos to have the same build with appropriate formers. And then this one was a gift, I think, from Mirrorlane, so we put this on it. Because that's the thing that happened. Yeah. I only actually need this one Lavos. It has all the builds, it's fine. It's fine. When you think about it, Volt is using real electricity to cast his abilities. Very true, yes. Very true. The lighting in here, these lights, all powered by real electricity. Very true. Kinda wild. Okay, so far we've not managed to get the Ultra Fisher to happen. But that's fine, I still have faith. We've cycled out people who are no longer available. I don't know if everyone had to drop out the squad there, because I did have to leave the... leave the town hub, the Anatomica, that's what it is. So Lavos is called Twitch's fault for a reason. It's not even called Twitch's fault, no. Twitch's fault is Urayli. Twitch's fault is this one right here with 8 bloody formers in it. Hey, big drone. That is a very big drone. Thank you very much there, Evercam, for the big drone. Yeah, this Urayli, this is the Twitch's fault one. This is Twitch's fault. As you can see the name of it right there. It is very, very true. And thanks to the update that D made, I don't even need to move things around for you to see exactly what's happened here. But it probably still helps. Because we have an Umbral Former, and 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 an Umbral Former. I didn't get stuck on a loop there. I did not get stuck on a loop there. 1 slot survives the Formageddon. 1 singular slot has survived it. This happened during the quest to conquer cancer in October last year. And I am very, very fearful for this final slot. Very, very fearful. Because the quest to conquer cancer, I am sure, is going to roll around again. I'm sure there is going to be chomping at the bit for this very thing right here. I am sure. Who that survived, you can't put an Umbral Former into the Exler slot. Twitch chat, happy try. You just can't. When's the next charity incentive? As and when it rolls around. I'll announce things when they happen, Moon. Don't worry about it. I'll announce them as they happen. Yeah, that was a lot of Umbral Former to lose. That was a lot. Is something about Umbral Formers bad somehow? It's because, Carbonated Man, there are 3 Umbral mods in the entire game. Just 3. There's also 2 sacrificial mods using Umbral slots. They go on melee weapons. So given that there's only 3 Umbral mods in the entire game, and if you put a mod with a wrong polarity on, it costs more. You see this says 13? I take it off, it says 10. So by having the wrong polarity here, I'm making these mods more expensive to fit, making it harder to fit the appropriate mods, and these Umbral Formers are not easy to come by. You can't just farm them up like normal Formers, you can't buy them for Platinum. They are extremely limited items. So to put 3 into a Warframe is already an insane investment. To match these 3 mods here, to put in more than 3 is objectively useless. Objectively useless. And this frame has 7 of them. 7. There are a lot of people in this chat right now who probably does not actually have 7 Umbral Formers to their entire account. Not counting the ones that come innately to Umbra. Yeah. Yes, I do have a couple Umbra formers left because I've played this game a lot. Yes, I've been here a while. I have 20 more. But still. That doesn't excuse 7 of them in one Warframe when you consider how many Warframes there are. There's a bunch. There is a bunch of them. And more keep being added. Yeah. Next QTCC, you want an Umbral Sevagoth? Ugh. Oh. Horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. How dare. Right. Let's get into another Relic Fisher, shall we? If you'd like to join me on an Omnia Fisher in the quest to get Hildrin, then please send me a message in game the Engineer. I'll bring you on into the squad. First come, first serve on that basis. Why did I have an empty arcane slot on Eureli? Because that one's a joke build. It's not intended to be finished. If you are caring about the arcane slot, you're caring too much about the build. For the real build, check out my Eureli guide. Fair warning. As much as it was released on April Fools, the builds are correct. The audio might hurt you. But check out the Eureli guide on my YouTube channel. Merrydex in for the Ultra Fisher. Mirrolabe happy to continue on. One more slot available to us. Is there a way to check how many Umbral forms someone has gotten over the years? Not easily. You will have to go through your inventory and attached frames and figure it out. I'm a man with a cup of tea and a wrench. Yep, that was the thing for Eureli. The short word guide to the girl who skates. With words that had one short sound each. No big words. No words with 2 sounds. Just short words and 2 mistakes. Those haunted me. I thought I caught them all. I missed a couple. I thought I had it. It was still funny though. Wicked, thank you very much for dropping 2 subs to the community there. That's gone out to Udzi and to Alan Chick. Thank you very much for both of those. Really appreciate it. Oh. Cheers indeed. Yeah, one of the words was, I think, about. Because in my head it's just, oh yeah, about. Think about this. Think about. It just flew through. And then there's another word in there of a similar nature. I forget what 2 words they were, but yeah. The thing is that I didn't want to use like 2-syllable words just shrunk down like that all the time. I was supposed to have it be properly done, but no, that one slipped through. Which frames would you recommend an Umbral form on? Which frames do you use them on willingly? Anything that uses 2 or more Umbral mods that you are looking to use heavily with that setup. If you're using 2 or more Umbral mods, that basically means you've either got a really hefty health tank that is relying on both health mod and armor mod, or you are relying on a health tank with high strength. If it doesn't meet one of those 2 criteria, then Umbral Former is not the right place. You would be better served then saving it for melee weapons, where you need to eke out that power with the sacrificial mods, because those can be a bit touch and go to fit up properly when you're trying to get ultra max power out of it. They could be a bit touch and go. What about weapons? I just answered that as Plasmodios. But there you go. Oh, this time's speaking English, you still suck at counting syllables in English? It could be a thing. It could be a thing. Right, so with this squad, we're going to need to do the Hildren. So, have a look through your equipment here, guys. I want you to have a look through for your Hildren Prime pieces and see what you can best handle. Mirrolabe has got the optics fully covered at 317, so fair enough. Mirrolabe is going to handle that just fine. My traces are down a bit now, so I could get a few runs out on the blueprint still, but then I will run out of traces. I can absolutely still run a few of those. I can get at least 5 more of those done, and I think out of that we'd then start to come a bit shy in time, won't we? Alright, we'll try our best. Yeah, Hildren Prime Blueprint is only in Miso and Axie, which is a bit of a jam. Ductile's going to handle the systems. Okie dokie. So I guess then that leaves Meriadec. Do you have plenty of chassis? Let's see, because chassis, Hildren Prime chassis is in Neo, Miso, and Axie, I think. Yep. And it's uncommons. Got 50 chassis? Excellent. So that's what everyone's role is then. Ductile's got the systems, Mirai's got the new optics, Meriadec has the chassis, I've got the main blueprint again. Let's do this. What have we got in the Omnia Fishes now? We got Cascade or Survival. We could go Void Cascade, but that can be a bit touch and go whilst we're focused on everything else as well. Let's try it. How bad can it be, actually? How bad can it be? Yeah, Mirror Lab, we can switch around if it comes to it, but I've got enough for now. I have got enough for now. I'm going to quickly check my operator setup, make sure I've not got anything stupid on this right now. Operator amp. Yep. Makes regress and transference. This doesn't actually help me. I want that. There we go. Oops. Don't need that. You've been racking your brain, you don't remember what Let's Solve a Practical Problem was. Let's solve a down-to-earth bit, something like that. It'll be in the transcript of the video. Okay, we've got a host migration. Love it. Not sure who managed to steal that one, but it might have been Ductile Wheel, given they are cross-platform. We'll see who it was, though. It has been stolen by Meriadec. Okay, Meriadec stole it. How dare. My bits and wants us to switch up the audio? Yeah, sure. Change up the music real quick.
That possessed Exolizer is spitting out contamination. Use your void power to purge it.
Box.
That got their attention. Enemy forces moving to you.
Alright then. We are off and cracking. I don't remember for this what counts as a round for opening the relic, so I guess we'll just handle that. Is there an indicator for who the host is? You'll see on the right hand side where the hit points are, the numbers. It also denotes who puts down which waypoint. So my waypoint is number 2 now. Number 1 is always the host. Always. 3 Exolizers around? Ah, good to know, thank you.
Exolizer located. Purge it and make it work for us. Exolizer is ours.
There we go, beautiful. We got this under control. Never noticed those before? That's fine, a lot of people ain't.
Marking a possessed Exolizer.
The game doesn't make a lot of noise about it, but they are indeed there. Cute. This reactant is streaming in nicely. That is very good news.
You opened the relic. Finish your mission and we'll take a look inside.
Nice personal ribbon, thank you. Let's get that, because that I know offends some people's ears. Where can I take this so it no longer hurts some people? Out this way. Malika? Malika! Wait, I had it. I picked it up. How did it not pick up? I picked it up. I went there. Oh, wait, is this... It's not here? What did I pick up then? Where is it?
We're down an Exolizer. Working on backups. Contamination spreading.
Picked up a void plume? I saw there was another thing, but I swear I picked it up, but then it... Alright. Sod it. I give up on that one. It's gone. Didn't want it anyway. He done, if you talk about that. Ah, thank you. Don't know how it vanished from me, but sure. Alright, we need to be over here. Oopsie dips. This is going to be causing problems quick if we're not careful. One dealt with. Ah. Is Valkyria Prime any good? Yes. She's a very resilient melee frame and can go fully immortal when using her claws. Have fun.
Void Cascade losing steam.
There we go. We have good control here. Yep. And we're all good on the reactant, so I'm going to go handle these next areas. Or should I stick over here? No, I'm going to handle the areas. They are spooling up and we need dealing with them. Get rid of this thing. Beautiful. We are holding. If you don't want to find the parts yourself for Prime Frame, you can always trade them from other players. You will need Platinum for that, and for that you can sell other Prime parts to other players. Pretty easy to manage.
This is yours now. I've opened an extraction route. Your choice when to use it.
There we go. One Hildren piece. We'll just try again. There's a very, very, very low chance of us getting what we're looking for. We're all giving it the maximum chance we can. We'll keep trying. We will keep trying. As long as resources maintain themselves.
Keep those manifestations away from the exilizers. Spent exilizer has been retired.
They're attacking the one that's on me, but I'm currently working on this instead, so I don't care.
Exilizer suppressed. Purge it before it makes the contamination worse.
Take this out. There we go.
We're down an exilizer. Working on backups. This cascade
there we
is
go.
out of control. Keep
Beautiful.
incoming threats away from that exilizer until it discharges. That'll make this cascade blood.
Trying to get a mod that gives 90% damage reduction, but don't know where to find it. Can you, please? You're looking for adaptation. It comes from arbitrations, which you get access to after completing the entire star chart, or you can buy it from other players, which is usually my recommended way of getting it because it's pretty cheap from other players. Okay, that's dealt with.
Those void nightmares are hell-bent on one thing. Manifesting more nightmares.
How did he drop down? Weird.
Exilizer spent.
Alright, we are handling this pretty nicely. Everyone's got the reactant they need. Everything is under control. This is looking good. Maybe we should do an angel as well. No. We're not here for the angel. I ain't gonna risk it. Others might, but I'm not gonna risk it. Don't want to screw up the mission just for the sake of an angel. It'd have to be bad juju.
Struggle has its benefits.
Oh. And again, no on the Hildrens. I'll take a 9th Revenant Prime Systems. Alright, Ladybug, you take care. Catch you in the next one. There we go. Another run through of that. Another set of Radiants where they need to be. One person running not Radiant is doing it correctly before anyone gets uppity. We need them to be exactly where they are. Alright. We got plenty of people on this location. I'm going to head over to the next one.
Going in the wrong direction. Void contamination critical. Do these invaders have any idea what demons they have invoked upon us all?
Whole bunch of loot along here. Don't mind if I do. Very nice. Very nice. Get some of these down.
Exilizer spent.
And blap. There we go. One cooked.
You have collected enough reactants to open your
Pop this one. Any new record of pieces? Nah. We're not gone any closer so far, but we're working on it. You never know. You never know. Everyone could be the one. We're giving it maximum efficiency, so it is just a matter of time. I keep rolling when I'm doing that. Whoopsies. I guess I can clearly blame that on me and not the keyboard. I think it is brand new. Let's pop this over here. Beautiful. Nope. Damn throw cards, but very easy to handle. We've got this pretty locked down. Feels good. Feels good so far.
We're down an Exilizer. Working on backups.
Excellent. It's number 10 down. Someone said earlier that it was every 3 Exilizers. It looks like the rounds are 4 then, doesn't it? That's where we've only done 2 so far.
Exilizer has been retired.
Want to show? I don't know. Oh, we can get this thing fully filled. Come on. Does it count if it's... Oh yeah, if I'm inside the zone but it's outside of it, doesn't count. Welcome, Ackerman. We are trying to do an Ultra Fissure. It's not just an Omnia Fissure where you do just any relic types you want, but Ultra Fissure where we get every single part of Prime Warframe in one single reward screen. I'm fully aware it means we won't be able to pick all 4 parts. That's not the important bit. 2 Hildred pieces at once. Okay. 2 of the uncommons at once. Unfortunate that we're still not actually getting the screenshot, but it's nice to see it. It's nice to see. Feels like we're making progress, even though it's pure RNG and there's no such thing as progress. But it feels like it. Yeah. There we go. Alright then. On to the next round of stuff. Nothing near me. Need to head on over to where the new ones are. I'm trying to not run out of energy, but also there's a lot of enemies here. And this isn't popping. What am I missing? Where is it? Why is this not popping? Oh, there's just too much stuff in the way I couldn't actually hit it, apparently. I might not have the right amp for this. There we are. Okay, that closed and reopen over there. Oh, there's this one. There we go. Compared to rimrolling, it's a piece of cake. I don't know about that.
We just lost an Exilizer to possession. Get it back.
Ah, that's not good.
The relic has been cracked open. Finish your mission to find out what's inside.
Any nearby
Quick reload.
attacks will degrade the Exilizer's performance. Clear them out to
There
get the
we
system working
go.
full steam.
Another one back under our control. Lovely stuff. Ah, the odds on any favour? Yeah, the odds for this are terrible. At optimal rates, we have a 1 in 4 chance roughly of the common, 1 in 5 of the 2 uncommons each, and 1 in 10 of the rare. So that is 1 in 4 times 5 times 5 times 10, roughly. Which is 4 by 5, 20, 20 by 5, 100, 100 by 10, 1,000. 1 in 1,000 chance, at best. You bake your noodle on that, you wonder why we're even trying.
Spent Exilizer has been retired.
It's slightly better than 1 in 1,000 because it's 25.33%, not 25%, but
Contamination
still
levels going in the wrong
painful.
direction.
They've got this. I'm going to head over to this side.
Exilizer spent.
Especially as soon as those X-Lives we've got drop down. Yeah. Who's out damaging who, Merideck?
Spent Exilizer.
Oh, Mirrorlade doing Mirrorlade things. Mirrorlade has a tendency to do kind of crazy damage stuff. It's just,
Cascade losing steam.
yeah, what they do. It's what they do. Mirrorlade moment? Yup. Mirrorlade, Bug Finder, Damage Dealer, Channel Supporter. They got a few titles. They've got a few titles behind them. I didn't need to kill that guy with Operator. Don't know why I did that. So yeah, I'm not sure about that title, Snake Raider, but sure, whatever floats your goat. I'm going to try and kill the enemies inside of these zones, because it increases the speed at which we complete them. I don't know how much by, but it does. You see that shot goes in there?
We're down an Exilizer. Working on backups. Ah, the void has manifested something other than.
Here we go. Reward time. Let's see. Do we get the Hildren set? Of course we don't. We get absolutely none of it. Love it. It is Lavos and X Prime. It's not been announced. We don't know for certain. Dude, say if you could have any Warframe in any state back, who would it be and why would you pick Limbo and Projectile Stationary? I wouldn't grab onto nostalgia changes like that. You do you.
Exilizer spent.
Okie dokie. So, X-Lasers in this area are either spent or well covered. I'm going to leave this with him here. Yeah, Merideck's got that on lockdown. So we can head on over to the others. Which are a little bit further away. I know there's pros who can handle this far better than I'm doing. I don't care. We're not here for the pro play. Let's drive for the rare. Yeah, so after this one, if we don't get it, then I will need to switch with Mirrorlade on what relic we're doing.
Spent Exilizer has been retired.
And even then I might be inefficient at what Mirrorlade was doing. But Mirrorlade said they had a bunch for the blueprint.
Cascade is approaching critical levels.
And I believe that, because Mirror Lab does seem to have a little bit of everything. That out of there. Laughing at his face. Melt him out of existence.
Contamination subsiding.
There we are. We got control of the areas. You thought Souls only reduced the corruption bar? Huh. I thought they increased the speed at which the thing completes. But I might be wrong on that. Am I using a 777 amp? Yes. Reactant again, looking pretty good. That was too high. Oops.
You have collected enough reactants to open your relic.
Just dashing around because I can, to be honest. I enjoy using it. What's Lavos build I'm running? You should probably check out my Lavos guides, rather than just one single build without the information as to how to actually use it. So, exclamation mark Lavos for my videos on what Lavos does, what the updated builds are, and why you should be using Lavos. Ooh, arcane over here. Yoink. We've just got the 2 Exolizers active at the moment. Sorry, 1 Exolizer active at the moment, so we're good here.
Enemy's folly is your game.
Yeah, Mirror page 5 for you next round. If you got the rad. 100 piece. Actually, I should take the Cobra Cane. Go for it, Senko. Absolutely. So, Mirror, what were you actually handling before? Hildren Prime Chassis, was it? I don't remember. Was it Chassis? I'm hoping it was Chassis. G10 doesn't tell me the info because I might not have the right one selected. Damn it, I have the wrong one. Fuck, I didn't think to ask what Mirror 1 was running. Fuck. Alright, well, it's not going to physically happen this round, so we'll be fine.
Exolizer spent. This cascade is growing out of
Yeah.
control.
I forgot to ask Mirror for which one they were running. That's on me. Also get it pieces, it's just not going to happen. You switch to Nero? It doesn't matter, I've probably got it as well. That's why we're doing this one. Is because we should all have a whole bundle of them. Based on the fact that Hildren's been in the game for so long now as a Prime. Without getting vaulted. Okay, that is handled. Let's get over here. Get rid of the enemies. Melt this thing down. There we go. Beautiful. Look at all this glorious reactant. Oh, 2 good. 3 good.
Has been cracked open. Finish your mission to find out what's inside.
Excellent. And again, we're not doing this in Steel Path, not because we need to avoid it or anything, but simply it just makes it easier to focus on getting the relic stuff, rather than having to fight for our lives. It's just easier. Do I have a ribbon on my Burston? Yes. Given the disposition of Burston Prime, the ribbon is just such a great idea. It's unusual for high meta weapons to have such accessible ribbons, but there you go. This one does.
Found an Exolizer. Working on backups.
Alright, things are starting to rotate around. I'm going to hold this spot here for now. Although no enemies are coming here, which is kind of boring. You lot, come out of here. Come fight me up here. Get in the zone.
Spent Exilizer has been retired. Cascade intensifying. Exilizer spent. See what you make of this.
Well, that's an interesting one, Ellie. Yep, Twitch just completely breaking on you because it doesn't know whether to play or not. Why am I not surprised they can't handle that gracefully? Oh, gold. Only one Hildred piece on this one. Let's take that Bronco Prime link. What build do I use on a Burston? Exclamation mark Burston. Exclamation mark Burston for that link. You want Vergas on Smeeta? You see, that's the trade-off. Hildren Prime Neuroptics. G10, there we go. I'm going to take it unupgraded. I know that reduces our chances, but I only have 88 traces. So it's just not worth upgrading at this point for me. It halves our rates, but our rates are already crap anyway. This is just a crap shoot, let's be real. We already knew our rates were going to be abysmal. Chance of success nearly nil. So if it does succeed, that just increases the insanity of it, really. Oh, that was the wrong thing. Where are you being powered from? There we go. And removed.
Void contamination dropping.
Brilliant, another one removed. Alright, we got good control on this once again. You wish you had a burst room, buying one for trade chat is expensive? Yeah, they weren't at the time. I had one just lying around, and then D made it good. And that's the same for a lot of people who had ribbons for these Incarnants. Just got lucky, really. But now they are a little bit expensive, yes. People have realised the Burston is amazing with the Incarnate upgrade. And the Platinum starts to flow. But you don't need a ribbon to make it strong. It just makes it ungodly strong. Effortlessly strong.
Open the relic. Finish your mission and we'll take a look inside.
Genuinely unreasonably strong. I think I've made my point.
We just lost an Exilizer to possession.
Oh, we did? Oh, I didn't even realise that was happening.
Now the Exilizer's purged. Any casualties you inflict within its field will bring the contamination level down. We're down an Exilizer.
There we go.
Working on backups.
Oh, I see. I've just realised. So the contamination level is that yellow bar underneath the minimap. That's what we're powering. Otherwise, they're just timed. Right. Right. How long do you think you'll still need to break the new keyboard? I think this has demonstrated I have got pretty good control on it. Good handle. The only other thing to test would be how easily I write up the scripts for videos. If the keys still sit in a reasonable enough position, I don't make too many typos, all good. If I do make lots of typos, maybe I'm just being an idiot. That's also true.
Exilizer has been retired.
Oh, we have no active Exilizers. Shit. Shit, that's bad, that's bad, that's bad, that's bad, that's bad. I'm heading over there as quickly as I can.
Cascade is approaching critical levels. Your time is running out.
No, it's not. We're fine. I got this. We got this. Stop being invulnerable, you bastard. Not the time to have that. There we go. Another one removed. He's transforming. And we're good. There we are. Okay, we handle. Easy peasy. Thoroughly handled. Don't know what anyone was concerned about. Good afternoon. What would be the best weapons to use on Saren until you hit MR8? Until you hit MR8, it really doesn't matter that much because most of the low MR weapons don't really provide much power. So use what you enjoy, quite frankly. You may want to check out things like the Heck. Could be an interesting one. But really low level. Honestly, just take what's most fun at that level and get yourself leveled up. That should really be more of your priority. It's like considering, oh, what's good to use? Should I be using an iron pickaxe? What upgrade should I be putting on my stone pickaxe? It's like, dude, just get to the diamond and netherite already. That's going to be better for you. Alright, Exilizers are popping in this location. We've got everyone on them, so I'm going to head towards the other area. Well, we got one Hildren piece there. One. Okie dokie. Well, this is one I used before. Let's do it again. We can keep crossing our fingers. 10%, 25%, 20%, and 10% chance of getting what we need, roughly. We are praying. Is that not all the ones powering you? Where's the thing powering you? I don't see it. Am I blind? Now it's popping. There we go. There was one extra around here. I just couldn't see it. There we go. And Blackenate. Beautiful. 100 piece record so far. 2 out of 4 pieces. Both of them uncommons. Yeah. Not the greatest result so far, and that's exactly what we expected, so I'm not concerned. At least it's what I expected. I don't know about you guys. I'd already looked at the numbers myself previously. I was like, yep, I know how this could go, but it's fun to try. A normal difficulty isn't enough for you. You have to make things 1 in 1,000 chance every few minutes, you know? Something is under attack. Already dealt with. Beautiful. Shout out to the last relic equipped QOL. Oh yeah, that is nice. That is indeed nice. Yeah, I've got my reactant, so I'm happy to start work on the next zone. Just to avoid any potential complications.
Working on backups.
Where's the one I'm missing? Oh, never mind, there isn't one.
Exilizer spent. See what you
And... Little Demon Seed saying, get to do after the armor and health changes. What frames in particular do you think benefited the most and what frames got hurt the most? Hey, 2 Hildren pieces. The ones that benefited the most with ones which didn't have a means of armor removal. And the ones that struggled most are the ones that focus on slash procs for kills. And that's it. Straight up that. The ones that benefited most had insufficient armor removal or partial armor removal. And slash procs got worse. Aside from that, not really a frame-based change. Alright, looks like a couple of us are out of the traces now. That's fine. Just means that our efficiency and our chance of success has now dropped another to another double the difficulty, really. Which is fine. Yeah. It is what it is. Shit, can't deal with him yet. Jade, no. Thank you. Where is the thing powering it? I don't see it. Was it? It was invisible to me. Okay, that's rude. I just about saw a trail of particle effects, and it turns out that... Okay. And it turns out those particle effects were actually the direction I needed to go. Not nice. Would I say toxic damage is worse now because enemies have more health? Sure, if you want to think about it that way, but then enemies have more health against everything. Toxin still bypasses shields. So technically yes, but only if you were armor stripping before. Not really that much of an issue. I would say worry less about how the changes affect this frame, that frame comparatively, and worry more about do you have the damage to get your job done. Because this is a game where you can hit damage cap with a variety of different things, and where you can complete basically every single mission with every single frame if you put in enough effort. Worry about your gameplay, rather than damage type variations on hit point rescaling. That's the bigger deal. X-Eyes are under attack. Oh no! Whatever shit will we do? Same shit we've been doing the entire time. Oh, and all the void plumes have now been found. Okay. Sure. Even Caliban can do all content. Caliban can be present for all content being completed, yeah. He's not frequently the one making it happen, but, you know, he can be in fact there. Ooh, only the one Hildren piece on this one. Only one on that one. That's fine. We keep trying. No room for quitters in this legacy. Do I like the health and armor changes or nah? Overall, they seem like a positive interaction, yeah. Armor strip is no longer so required against a Grineer, but at the same time it is still valuable. Partial armor strip has significantly more value than it did before. Significantly more value, which is good. Previously, partial armor strip was basically a joke to bring. It was either all or nothing. Now you actually feel the difference even at partial, and that's important. The difficulty spike for lower level players I think might be a bit much. Specifically with regards to elite lancers. But that I intend at some point in the near future to re-experience myself. So go through with a brand new account and see how the difficulty actually feels there. My gut feeling says that could be a bit more of a problem than D might have originally anticipated. Or maybe they intended it that way. Maybe it was intentional to have a greater spike. It is well known that Warframe in the first, like, half dozen planets is beyond easy. Open worlds aside, because they are scaled different. But Earth, Venus, Mercury, Mars, Phobos, Ceres, all easy. All easy, with the exception of the disruption node on Mars, I guess. All easy. What level enemies are we against at this point, anyway? Level 200? Oh, okay. Fair dude, fair dude. Just unlocked Saturn the other day? Yeah. I think the big part with Saturn isn't just the level jump up, but it's also that you've just had 2 planets of fighting Corpus, which granted are still pretty squishy themselves. You just had 2 planets of Corpus, and then you come back to the Grineer with 3 more planets of scaling under their belt. And that's a hefty thing to deal with, because that's when the Grenadier get a whole bunch of armor, that's when the Grenadier get new levels, new unit types. It really kicks up the difficulty. I don't think the game really prepares you for that. Now,
We're down an Exilizer. Working on backups.
there we go, another one of these done. Let's get rid of these guys. Oh, I'm out of amp ammo. There we are.
Void contamination dropping.
Yeah, you don't need to at me for messages. I do see the messages. If I don't reply, I may have missed it. Let's face it, this isn't exactly the most chill of streams. There is a lot going on my screen, a lot me focus on, and messages sometimes just slip through. I lose track. I'm human. Surprise, surprise, I know. I'm human. But yeah, I'll usually catch the messages. Warframe overall community game which you understand how math works? I mean, understanding math is one that you also need to have the mods, but yes. Overall, it is pretty approachable. It's a very casual game. One of its strengths. Also a weakness to some, but one of its strengths. I was a bit late on getting that because I still came out of the slam animation. All good on the reactant front, so I will head off over to the next location. That was just embarrassing.
We're down an Exilizer. Working on backups. This discovery might interest you.
Can we extract stuff this one? Merideck? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. And once again, not getting what we need. It's fine. It's fine. We've tried our very, very best. So actually, you're not feeling too well, Merideck. I hope you can rest up well after this. You've had some very good runs. Oh yeah, I play Lavos so much, and I will still ram into walls. It happens. No escaping that. Yeah, one thing I'm happy about as a streamer is that despite all the growth on this channel, like we are getting consistently close to 200 average viewers here, which is really nice. I'm still able to keep up with most of the chat.
Exilizer spent.
And certainly we don't have a chat that needs to be heavily moderated. Thank you guys for being good about that. It means that I can keep up the messages. I can keep on being an interactive live streamer, which is what really I want from a live stream myself. If I'm watching a live stream, I want the streamer to be able to be active and present. Otherwise, I could just watch videos. The only other exceptions to that is if the stream content itself is of particular quality and rarity. Truth be told, you don't usually need that. It's the live presence of the person, and I exemplify that in how I stream. What's my profile claims have been my most used Warframe? You know, you can check that yourself. You can just view people's profiles. You can just go profile, let's say Salansi. Boom. You can just bring up people's profiles, just FYI, and then look at their equipment. But if you had a look at mine, you would see that my most used is Lavos. Well, surprise. Yeah. This is the right scale for a live stream audience? Eh, I wouldn't mind, you know, a couple thousand more people in here, eh? That would be nice. Alright, let's drop out of the Crystalith here. Another time of loading into a town hub after a fisher. Sure, why not? Yeah, that was just out broken, ramming into walls. Totes. Totesy totes. It's alright, Mirai, you go grab your painkillers. We've had quite a few lengthy runs there. It's a good opportunity to take a little bit of a stretch break, you know? A little bit of a stretch break. Am I excited for Lavos Prime? I'm curious to see what his Prime appearance will be, but I'm not particularly excited for Lavos Prime. Simple reason being is that Prime Warframes have basically cosmetic upgrades. They'll get some slight tweaks here or there, but the actual frame stats themselves, certainly the ability stats, don't change. So he might have a little bit more sprint speed, or a little bit more armor, a little bit more health, unlikely to have any more shield, certainly won't have more energy, but that's not really a concern. It's not really a concern for me. So I'm mostly curious about what the cosmetics will be, and then more curious about what the second prime weapon will be. Cedo has got to be number 1. How could it not be? His signature weapon is going to be primed. It's got to be. But what's the second one? That's the curious bit. Umbrella, I know, we're on the same brainwave again. Happens. I'm curious if D would make it the Morzalon. Because Morzalon came with Necromex, and Necromex kind of really bolstered up in importance with the release of Lavos. It could be the Morzalon. Could be. Alternatively, they just grabbed something that needed priming elsewise. Something entirely. Probably either secondary or melee slot, considering that Cedo takes the primary as a shotgun. But, yeah, it could be any number of things. You know why having a weapon called Observe still cracks you up? I mean, it's a silly name. It is a silly name. You do know why it's called the Observe, don't you, Marcitos? I'm sure you do, but just checking, you do know why it's called the Observe, right? Is there anything else in the Alchemist theme? That's the thing, Korra got the one with the multi-elements on the secondary. Primed Void Rig? I would really hope we don't, to be honest. One, it ruins the whole normal Void Rig farm. Like, what's up with that then? Two, just don't want to go through that farm, to be honest. I really don't. Kit guns and spin-off names? Yeah. I've got synonym names for some of these kit guns. So, I have got, instead of the Gaze, it is the Observe. Instead of the Tomb Finger, it's the Crypt Digit. The Rattle Guts is Shake Innards, and the Catch Moon is Grab Satellite. That's why they are what they are there. Synonym names. Smallman's still your favourite? I mean, it is a small foreman, yeah, Smallman. Did we not make it to 107 Exos? Someone needed to drop because they were not feeling well. Is there something special about 107 Exolizers? Is that level cap? That's the only reason I can imagine someone's caring about 107 specifically. Is that when Steel Path hits level cap? Okay, so we weren't on Steel Path for starters, because we didn't care to, didn't need to. And second, I don't care for going for level cap. I mean, come on. I'm running Lavos. Lavos does not level cap that easily. I would need to be running probably Vazarin Operator to then constantly keep Lavos alive through invulnerability moments. Love my fashion? Hey, thank you. Glad you appreciate it. Yeah, we weren't trying for level cap. We're just going as long as we could, trying to make a Hildrin Ultra Fisher happen. It didn't. Lavos level cap is wild? Yeah. I think the only way to do it is to bring an invulnerability, which is probably just going to be Vazarin. I suppose theoretically you could do it through invisibility with Avara's Quiver subsumed on. That's really just taking it wild. That's just taking it wild. I'm saying it's a pain. My finger hurt after we got to Lavos level cap. Ugh. Yeah, count me out on that. Been to level cap once. I have no interest in going back there again. I can't even remember what frame I did it with. It's just that unimportant of a feature to me. I really, really don't care for it. It's cool that other people do. It's cool that it exists. Sure, why not? Have fun. Enjoy your big numbers. Go off, I guess. But I optimize around more quote-unquote normal gameplay levels. That's where Warframe really happens for me. It allows me to focus more on the utility aspects rather than having to go all in on make sure both survival and perfect optimized damage to actually get through it. It just tires me out. Yeah, you saw a YouTuber who went to Anaros pre-rework with level cap. I'm not surprised because, again, Vazarin exists. It's not like level cap is theoretically difficult to reach because you can go invulnerable. Vazarin exists, so literally everyone can go invulnerable, and beyond that you can screw around with all kinds of different options in all kinds of different ways. So on a theoretical level it really doesn't matter. It comes down to, do you have the mechanical skill to pull it off and the endurance, the human endurance, to keep on pulling it off time and time and time and time and time and time and time again until the levels gradually get there. And it just doesn't interest me. It just straight up doesn't interest me. Time to do it? Yeah. Yeah, the time as well. Yeah. Cascade you typically need Madura. Oh great, even more problems to add to it. I just couldn't. I don't play Warframe to be stuck in one thing for that long at a time. They're doing the same constant rotation of the same thing over and over as Lavos rotates the gun there. It's really not my thing. It interests me as much as doing Eidolon hunts. Eidolon hunts do not interest me. That's just what it is. By Bits to say, you know, something that's interested me for a while. Why is the channel mascot a snake? Is it just Lavos skin reference? Yes. The snake that we have here is a black and dark orange snake. And when it came time to coming up with a fancy little character to make the emotes happen, because I didn't want to use my own face, that just seemed a little bit too on the nose and not very interesting. Let's face it, if you saw just yet another emoji of some pasty guy with brown hair, it doesn't exactly strike as anything interesting. Not to me. Sip emote aside. Alright, Umbrella. Point is, they don't really carry much. Even the Sip one has got my logo on it. So I went for something else. And the snake theme, it makes sense. It made sense to go with it. It captures the essence of it without it still being Warframe itself. And yeah. We got this lovely, lovely little thing out of it as well. I asked one of my moderators, Zomtronic, who knows a lot about snakes and bugs, for a suggestion as to what kind of snake to base it off of. And it turns out that Zom had an answer for me in seconds. I think it was something like 20 seconds. Zom got back to me and was like, here's the snake. Eastern Indigo. That easy. And I had a look, and sure enough, Eastern Indigo, a perfect match. It helps to have someone who really does know their snakes be a moderator of a channel with a snake frame main. Yeah. It just worked. Didn't even intend it to work out that way. It just worked. Yeah, we take those. How many Hildren pieces have I got now as a result of all that? Never got the screenshot, that's fine. But how many Hildren pieces? Hildren, Prime. Yeah, I've got 2 whole sets of Hildren and then a bunch of Neuroptics extra. Yay. Just from that little bit of opening. Why not? Because I didn't have those blueprints before. Both of those were opened here. The real problem will be getting the traces to keep doing that kind of thing. That was burning through them. Granted, I'm back up to 600 there. But it still burns through them. And the relics are another bundle of fun on top. Children can see noise with that many neuroptics. Well, yeah, what we need is 1 neuroptics for the actual headpiece, and then all the rest of those are all going into that helmet. I've taken off the helmet on my Prime here because it's that obnoxious a helmet. Just look at that thing. Half the weight of that helmet is in these... It's not even a unibrow, it's an omnibrow at this point. It just loops all the way up around. What even? They are. Hildren do be Hildren. Hildren do in fact be Hildren. Yo, Flan in the box. Thank you very much for subscribing at tier 1 there. Welcome on into the channel there with that lovely blue badge you got next to your name now, and all the other bits and pieces to come alongside with it, including no more ads for you. Cheers indeed on that, Flan. Oh. Indeed. Ozzy saying, with Tenogen, you can use the helmet to have prime body with no prime parts. Fair enough. Okay. I don't think I have the Tenogen, and don't intend to, but sure. You ship it with the Rhino Beetle skin? Fair enough, I suppose. I can't keep complaining about people shipping frames, considering that DE are doing it, so... Yeah. Yeah. Fun saying, thanks, came across some YouTube videos of yours, and lo and behold, Twitch recommended you too. I love your stuff. Hey, I'm glad you enjoy this stuff, and welcome into the channel. Hope you can enjoy the stay here just as much. Absolutely. I know it can be a little bit of a environment shock going from my YouTube to my Twitch here. It's not anywhere quite as scripted, quite as well put together. It's a little bit more raw. But that's what you come here for, I presume. That's what I presume. Alex saying, yeah, Hildred Prime, Tenogen, things 100% bug. Both Hildred May and Goldex enjoy XP greatly. I don't know how that works out, I'll be honest. I don't have any of the Tenogens. Just, again, it's cosmetics. And I'm me. If you're regular, you know exactly how that goes. It doesn't. All fashion I have has been dragged through a hedge backwards. I've arrived at the right answer in some cases purely by being yet another monkey on yet another typewriter. Eventually some of it has to look okay. All my fashion is flawless? Yeah, no. You just want me to bring out all the crap fashions again, don't you, Imbrally? Which, sure, why not? Why not? Let's bring out some of the absolute crap, because who doesn't love a fairy Grendel, eh? Who doesn't love a fairy Grendel? And the Knight say, hey Ken, just double check the server, and is the subscriber channels locked until after a certain amount of time? The Knight, if you're on about your access to the supporter T-Lounge, make sure that your account on Discord shows that you have the role. If you don't have the role, then it may be taking its moment to come through. It takes up to an hour to synchronize. Actually, it could take up to 24 hours, but usually no more than an hour. Yeah, this is pretty bad. Is the Cursed Sevagoth fashion still around? Might be. It was on the Sevi Prime, right? So we got normal Sevi Prime, looking good. Yep. Nice Nintendo Switch colours. Wasn't intended, but there you go. And then I hit random. And then I hit random. Random absolutely everything, which I must point out includes a certain animation. It does include this. And that is just not Sevagoth. This is a crime. This is an absolute crime. Yeah. Complete with leash as well. It's just... yeah. Nothing good about that. Absolutely nothing good about that one. And I'd say, I think it's subscribed not so long after joining Discord. I think it was like a week after. Not good computer stuff. The Knight, have you connected up your Discord and Twitch account? In fact, the Knight, even better. I'm going to send you a quick DM here on Twitch. Oops, apparently I hit the wrong button and it nearly tried to purge you. What? I'm going to send you a quick whisper. So, hi, smiley face. Please reply to that with your Discord username. Please do it only in the DM. People don't need to know it necessarily here. So, just send over the Discord username there. I'll just have a quick look, see if yours are connected or not. If not, then I'll send you the details. What you need to do. There we go then. Okay, that's your account. Let's have a quick look here for you. What's going on? Members. Search for name as given. There we go. Roles. Yep, nope, you don't have it connected at the moment. Your role is not connected. So you probably don't have it connected whatsoever. Let me just double check, make sure I'm not missing something there. Stream mode on. Sec. Yeah, you've got no connection showing whatsoever on that one. Alright, very easy to fix. Very, very easy to fix. I'm just grabbing the link that for you now. Here we go. So if you're already on the Discord, this link should take you straight to it. Boop. There you are. Yes, I did buy bits. Yes, I did. So like, that is the link there for you. That will give you the connection, or give you information on how to connect it up. If you're already on the Discord, which you are, that link should just get you straight to the Discord message in the welcome channel. That'll have you set up. If anyone else has a Twitch subscription, make sure you do the same thing and get your benefits over on the Discord too. Give you access to the supporter tea lounge and the VIP channel room. Absolutely. Anyway, let's get off of that mess. Oh dear lord, he's even brought out Marlena. The character assassination that this animation is on him. It's horrible. It is absolutely horrible. See, some of them can look alright. That one, nope, doesn't do it. But then you get, this one looks alright. So far so good, right? So far so good. Revenant we can make look decent. Cold or hot, still good. My go-to Revenant Prime doesn't do anything too crazy. It's literally the base. I've not made any changes and it still works. Because when I hit random, it made this. Say hello to Revenant Pride. This one definitely is Revenant Pride. Snowflakes and everything. So, yeah. Turn your mic down, can't hear the damn game. Interesting, the game's not actually making any noise right now, but you are. I'm just going to time you out. There's no need for it to be that rude. People come here for, you know, the streamer. If you want to watch just gameplay, go to somewhere else. There's literally no game sounds right now. Unless you really wanted to hear the slight click of a menu. Thanks, dude. So if there's any game sounds right now, exactly what I'm saying. Exactly what I'm saying. If you really, really need to hear game sounds that much over me, of a menu, you don't want a live stream. But I say annoys me how some animations give them assorted accessories like Marlena, but others don't. Yeah, it seems a bit random at times, I'll be honest, yeah. It does seem a bit random at times. I don't know how it really works out. Yeah. Don't worry about it tonight. You don't have to be good at computer stuff to follow these things through. So long as you follow the link, you're good to go. It'll give you all the info you need there. Looks sticky. Well, the Revenant, you know, honestly, I see it. I get what you mean, yeah. I get what you mean. Like, some of my fashions are really basic. Just, you know, very carefully, not subtly keeping it slightly more acceptable for YouTube, as one does. Just slightly. But then other times you make it slightly not so safe for YouTube. Yeah. Then you make it slightly not. I mean, it's fine. It's not that bad after all. It's just Wisp. Here's the Ember. Yeah, we can bring up Ember as well. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Wisp also does that apparently with this setup. Yeah. That's the thing. So that is a thing. Even with the Ember, it's alright. I think I've taken off the sign downer at some point. There we go. Little bit of shower curtain obscurity. Enough to keep you interested. Enough to keep you happy enough you don't complain at me. But yeah, Syndana on. Syndana on. Frost Ember looks really cool. It does come out quite nicely, doesn't it? It has come out rather nicely there. The whites, the blues, and then gone for the coppery tones on the metallics. It has come out quite nicely there. And of course the Sigma up on top as well. I think we've got leg plates down here, have we? Did I use leg plates? Yeah, the Tenacon 2022 leg plates. On the arms, these spikes up here, we've got the just good old Ember Prime armor, Ember's chest piece, why not? Ember Heirloom Signa, it all just fits together really. Doesn't need any ephemera, doesn't need any auxiliaries, no other stuff needed, it just works. The Tenacon plates actually go real nicely here. You saw more of Spirit Fire than Cold Ember? I mean, either interpretation works really. It doesn't have to be one specific interpretation, it is just more of a representation of a colour scheme that comes together. Yeah. Use a huge barrowed triangle Syndana, and there's various different ones I could go for, but this still works. This still just works.
Prime suggest reset, no one better to use it on.
Hey, Captain Sweatpants of the 676 variety with that lovely bronze badge next to your name. Thank you very much for continuing support, yeah, much appreciated. Oh. Cheers indeed. Best frame getting screen time? Oh, sorry, yeah. Did you want best frame back again? Yeah. I got you covered. There we are. Complete with Syndana, of course. Yeah. Oh, yes, indeed. Now, Ellie, let's not go down that road. Come on now. Blue and white are pretty much your go-to colour palette. Hey, fair enough. It works well. It does work well. It's pretty much the opposite of black-red, so I suppose it's supposed to work. But yeah, it does come together quite nicely. Welcome in, man. It does work quite nicely. I've got a few that I'm alright with and happy with how things have come out. Even the Uredi one came out nicely. Even Uredi came out nicely for how she's set up. That is using the Titania idle animations. Gives her that floaty power going on. It works out. Do I have alternative Lavos fashions? I mean, aside from making him another icicle frame or whatever the hell this thing is. Because... yeah, don't hit random. Lavos then also just has... honestly nothing good, and... I guess Golden Piss. Yeah. Lavos is a bit of an awkward one to work with. He is. He is a bit of an awkward one to work with. Equinox, just Equinox. Vara's doing Vara things. Got a bit of a kind of vampiric limbo, I guess. Trinity is Trinity. Wisp we've seen. You'll notice that the white, blue, yellow kind of pops up a lot. Red we've seen. Volt was one I was very happy with. That one came out nicely. I am still very happy with that colour scheme and setup. Got Lotus bopping around, just fits the theme nicely. The copper tones, both oxidized and unoxidized, I think just works lovely. Hildren I've never been happy with, so I'll just move on from her. Loki went for a kind of sentient colours, but didn't really like it, so just moved on. Newbie. Another white, blue, yellow. Yeah, Rhino being Rhino. Untouched Revenant, because I just like the look of it. Gauss. Just Gauss. Mirage Prime. It's alright. Yeah. Do I keep Norman Prime of every frame? I didn't used to, but now at this point I don't have a reason to get rid of the normals when the Prime comes around, so they just stay in my inventory now. Got the Uralies. Ash. Used to have the wings on him, took them off, he kept on getting it away for testing. Saren. I think the mould at the back of the fridge that you forgot about when you went on holiday for a couple of weeks. Or like, you know, if you drop a bit of pasta and your cat kicked it under the fridge, that kind of appearance. I think that's how that works out. This is... it's not black mold, no, but it is certainly living mold. Definitely gives it that toxic appearance, which is what I was going for, so it works. And Aros, not very happy with it. One of my brothers caught a glimpse of it and went, "Oh, is that Loki?" I'm like, I get where you're going with the green and the horns, but this isn't Marvel. This is not Loki. This is not Marvel. So clearly I got this one wrong. Octavia, Tron Legacy kind of approach. It's basic enough. It works. Varuna, just saturate the colours, honestly. Saturated, chroma prime kind of colours. It works. Obviously the tail's on, because why not? Protea was never really happy with. Yeah, I'm just never really happy with fashioning that one. Hydroid, saturation and job done. Don't need to do anything special with him, he just works. Necros, I'd probably have to put effort into that one. I just have to put effort in. Zephyr, I honestly just don't really care for it. It's got the jacket, but I just don't really care for it. Zaku, I think this one worked out alright. It's an odd colour palette, going for the dark or muted greys with purple and then golden energy, but I think it actually kind of comes together. If anything, it's almost a bit broken in the palette, which fits him. I like how that one works. Mutated Mishmash? It's not Mishmash, but still, yeah. Nezha is Nezha. It just works. You don't need to make any changes there. Old Sevagoth, give him that bloody vibe on it. Sure, why not? Synax exists. Kalevo. This one, I'm particularly happy with the colours that put together there, because I figure after everything that Kalevo's been through, to then basically be able to be freed from Duviri and finally be able to be a Warframe in his own right, gives him this joyous freedom. And so, Joy Spiral. The brightness, the soft tones of it, the gilded nature of Duviri under Joy. That's what I went for. That's a Joy Kalevo. Purple's the colour of suffering? I don't know, I agree on that, but there we are. Citrine, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Good old quartz interior, I guess, but yeah. Not a lot I can do with that one. Dante, on the other hand, very happy with how he came out. Very, very happy with how he came out. He was specifically done up. I've made this intentionally to mimic the level 99 magic armor that you can get in Dungeoneering and RuneScape. I believe it is the Celestial Robes, I want to say. Celestial Robes? So if I just look at Celestial Robes, RuneScape 3. I have got it correct. Yep, Celestial Equipment. If I just grab you guys image of that real quickly. Open image in tab. Bring tab over. And make it visible. Up. There it is. There it is. Oh, turn a click like that. That's your comparison. I'd say I managed to hit that pretty neatly. We got the green and gold, obviously. We got the HUD to it. Getting on the shoulder pieces as well to get those shoulder pauldrons with the gold as well. I think I landed it. Level 99 mage. Level 99 forgotten mage, no less. I think that works. So that's what I went with on that one. Yeah. So some of them I have put actual effort and intent into. And then others are just whatever that was supposed to be. Nothing really done with Valkyr or Nova. Caliban I made to look as sentient as possible because, you know, it's Caliban. Gara, just up the saturation and turn the energy black. Sure. Garuda, looking as resplendent as ever. Works out nicely, I'd say. Frost is Frost. Harrow's alright. Not amazing, but it's alright. Obviously you use that helmet on a Harrow. If you don't, I hope you know what you're doing. Wisp, I went for a very odd approach. I would describe this Wisp as Fey Chocolate Orange. That's what I would describe this as. It's hard to place it otherwise. But yeah, Fey Chocolate Orange. Is this Terry? Yeah, this is Terry. All those chocolate oranges. This is Terry. This is the one that owns them. Totes. And then you got Corvex. Going for that yellow-blue but faded look. To give the idea of warning paint that is faded and scrubbed off over time. Rather than just the base concrete look. It's meant to look more like the war warning labels and paint, and it's all just been stripped by the sheer energies coming off of him at this time. Noob Scalibur, no one cares. Ember we saw. Mag. I've tried figuring out what to do with her, and all I end up keeping it with at this point, I decided to keep it more for the joke than anything, is that she reminds me of ice creams you can get from ice cream vans. Might just be a UK thing, possibly, I don't know. But ice cream from ice cream vans, well, they'll have a swirl of brightly coloured sauce on it. What flavour is that sauce? I don't know. It is coloured flavour, I guess. So she is a swirly ice cream from an ice cream van. That's what she is. Nyx I could do nothing with. I don't use her enough to care. Atlas is just muted wine. He's wine drunk boxer. Sure, why not? Never in New Zealand too, but it's more pinker. Well, in the UK you can get various different ones. So they'll have reds or greens or purples. It depends on just whatever they've got in stock, really. What they choose to stock. Jade, as I mentioned, post-quest, is that she's meant to represent taking on the Stalker's anger, just as how the Stalker has taken on Jade's prior role, in a sense. So Stalker took that greenish hue, and Jade has gone full wrath. That's what I've gone for there. I've also stylized a bit with the headpiece and the energies as a connection to, what is they called again? The Tal'Darim from StarCraft 2. The way she hovers up and the energy she throws out reminds me very much of the Tal'Darim. So yeah, there's a crossover between Stalker Anger and Tal'Darim, just sheer malice. Which I think works. Vauban, again with the blue-white gold. If you see blue-white gold on a frame of mine, it typically says I've not used this frame and cared about its fashion that much since years ago. So it is what it is. Chroma. Blue-white gold again, not done much with it. Cora, as we saw at the start of the stream. Bit of saturation, bit of a colour change. It works out, but it's mostly just the prime with a little bit of a tint to it. I don't even know what to do with this guy. I've gone for just black and white with some blue tints. What do I even do with this? It looks like he's got a CD rack for a back of the head. I don't even know. Blue fabric reminds you of something? The way you've just stopped there, Solomir, tells me I might not want to know. The Gath... What does one do with her? I don't think I did, so, yeah. You know, I forgot I made this Protea Prime. I really forgot I made this Protea Prime. That is obnoxiously pink. Like, this is challenging Urani for girliest appearance in this entire setup. Good lord. I mean, it doesn't not work, but yeah. That's very pink. And we got Jaya, who's the opposite, is very blue. I just threw a lot of blues on her. Again, another one that's a bit hard to do. I think I added the Sayandana, but that's about it, really. Is that an added Sayandana? I can't tell. It is, yeah, this Triotic Sayandana. Which is Jaya's signature one, so I guess that's why it works so well. Okay, fair enough then. That makes sense, I guess. What else we got down here? Umbra, blue-white gold's not been used proper. Baruk, blue-white gold. Nidus, what does one even do with Nidus? What does one even do there? Sevagoth we've seen. Baruk, Prime, I think that's his default. Hildren Prime, this one came out alright. Had to switch to the normal helmet because the Prime one just looks ridiculous, I think. I think this came out okay. And for the Silver Exotics and then capturing her main colours. Gauss. This doesn't even look like Gauss anymore. Let's be real. This does not look like Gauss anymore. This is very far removed from what Gauss normally looks like. But it kind of works. I made him into some kind of forest unseelie. Yeah. Almost comes across as, well, I don't even know at that point. Gauss's Gundam? I guess. Yes. And then there's Grendel Prime, which I've done nothing with because Grendel has already been perfected. I don't need the Prime. Normal Grendel is already perfected. We're good there. Even after they fixed whatever was happening downstairs. I'm glad I could do that for you, Ellie. Glad I could do that for you. Anyway, now I've withered my way through all of that, I've realised the time. We should probably do a platinum giveaway. If you've not already grabbed yourself a ticket for it, exclamation mark ticket in the chat for a chance to win it. I'll give you all just a further minute on that if you've not already grabbed one throughout this stream here. Exclamation mark ticket in the chat for a chance to win a little bit of platinum. Doesn't matter what platform you're on. Doesn't matter. Guessing random unlevels are Melodious shenanigan. Only the Lavos. The Equinox is myself testing something, as all. All my Warframes are black with bright golden accents and green energy. Yeah, black, green, and gold. We got that in a couple of places. It does work. So just a moment more if anyone's still yet to grab themselves a ticket. Excuse me, sorry. Still yet to grab yourselves a ticket. Ali, what the hell happened there? What even happened there? Like, what even convinced you that was the way to write any kind of command? For all you know, you've just sworn in Norwegian. Shift by 1? Then how is there a T at the beginning and end? Alright, I think that's enough time for tickets. I did say 1 more minute. If you ain't grabbed one now, you clearly weren't paying attention throughout the stream. So, now we need to see who's going to actually be the winner. There are 107 of you in for it today. But only one can claim it. That winner is indeed going to be Snow Days. SNOWEDAYS. Snow Days. Congratulations, you are the winner today. I'll be sending you a Twitch DM shortly after the end of the stream. Get hold of your Warframe username, platform, and cross-save status. So do make sure your Twitch DMs are open so I can actually send you that one there. But Snow Days, congratulations. I hope you enjoy all of that platinum. So everyone else, thank you very, very much for joining in today. I do hope you have enjoyed the stream. We may not have managed to get the Ultra Fisher Hildren, but you know, I'm curious to see what all the stats break down into, both dedicated squad, random squads. See what the numbers like. Could be an interesting video. Maybe I'll throw it all together. It's been a while since I've done a proper mathy one. So yeah, I think I might do that as the next video. But for now, when the motorbike fucks off, for now we need to be raiding on over to another part of the Warframe community. So let's switch ourselves to a little bit of an intermission screen, shall we? Who can we raid into today? Now that is definitely the question. Let's have a look here. We could head on over to Dimply, to Sabuchi, to Loril, to Gaz, to Ghoul. Let's go to Ghoul today. I think it's been a hot minute since we've been on over to Ghoul and Ghoul. A pair of streamers on the same channel. Certainly an unusual spin on it. So, let's head on over to them. See what they're up to. There's this guy in a stripy shirt. Terrible fashion frame though. Oh god. Oh, stripy shirts. Stripy shirts. Who wears stripy shirts these days? Are you going to tell me it's like got 3 colours of stripes? Not even 2. They've gone all out. That would be horrible. Ew. No. You don't want to go to someone with a stripy shirt. That's just someone who clearly doesn't know anything about fashion. So let's take you to these two. They are not wearing stripy shirts, but they are absolutely having their best old time over in, it looks like, the circuit. That is all from me today. Thank you very much everyone for joining in. I do hope you have enjoyed the stream and will join me in the next one again on Wednesday. Have a good start to your week. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.